I don't know. I reduced the volume of the album when I first listened to it. I thought it was
Ah,
going to be screaming
ah,
in my ear.
ah.
I had a headache.
You people are
I thought it
disrespectful.
was going to be screaming in my ear. So I reduced the volume a little bit. But I'm like, this man is whispering. Kilo shall I increase the volume? I'm like,
I think 2020/2021, he had that nice run with was it Focalistic? When he was really like the songs were hitting, then CK had both of them on the song. Um, I think this album is another attempt at getting a Grammy.
Nobody on this page here can mention 5 South African DJs or one, even
Damn.
two. The only one
Oh.
I know is my Fosa. I don't know. Literally, I don't know anybody.
Their
I
name
just
is
found
not
out
even
that there was a.
Mariposa.
I'm sorry. I just found out that the Uncle. I found out that Uncle Waffles was not a strain of weed just a couple days ago. I'm literally not joking with you.
Okay, we're gonna kick off today with TTC Top 10. The Turntable Charts is the aggregate chart ranking of the official Nigeria Top 100, and it is based on a weighted formula incorporating audio and video streams, as well audio and airplay on radio as well. It is the first and only standard music chart in Nigeria, providing comprehensive music activity for the Nigerian audience. We're going to kick off with activity outside the top 10. And starting with Zay Level 10's Tease Me, debuting at number 46 this week. And we had a lot of conversations about Ashake's live album last week. So Ashake's Accor Live in London debuted at number 28 off streaming activity only. All 4 new tracks on the live album made it to this week's top 100. Benson and Ashake's Eja Meja debuted at number 20. You said 3 days of activity, but actually it was less than 2 days of activity during the tracking week and debuted at number 20. Marvel's Ice Cream debuted at number 17 with 1.42 million on-demand streams, making it number 12 on streaming, and 6.44 million in radio reach, making it number 93 on radio. And Marvel's BB Lifestyle with Sound God lifted to a new peak of number 14 in its second week with 1.5 million on-demand streams, making it number 8 on streaming. And I said number 8, making it number 14. Number 8 on streaming and 10.8 million, making it number 59 on radio, which helped it cling the number 14 spot in its second week. So that is it for activity outside of the top 10. Any surprises, any notes, anything that jumps out to anyone with this?
I'm a bit, because I forgot that Marvel is in this week of tracking. Is that the highest song from the album, or you're not really that information yet?
That is a very good question, but I believe that for now, what you're seeing is just what is outside of the top 10. I don't know, we'll see as we jump into the top 10 if any other songs from Marvel makes it into the top 10. Anybody else? Yes, no, maybe?
I'm just interested to see how Davido does on these charts, being that his album just came out and stuff.
Yeah. I think for now, a lot of what we're going to see in the top 10 is going to be single activity. But his album and the songs from the album will probably not start tracking till next week. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Okay, so now we can officially jump into the Turntable Chart's top 10 ranking. Holding steady for another week at number 10 is Ira Star's Tornado. And Coming in at number 9 this week is a debut. It is Iomaf's Lifestyle, yeah man, debuting at number 9 with 1.45 million on-demand streams, making it number 11 on streaming, and 29.5 million in radio reach, making it number 15 on radio. It is Iomaf's 4th top 10 entry in Nigeria and his 2nd entry as a lead artist, joining Tyla with Fireboy, which peaked at number 2 in 2024. Coming in at number 8 this week, slipping from number 7 after a peak of reaching number 2, is none other than Young John's Elumelu, coming in at number 8 this week. At number 7 this week, we have Tiwa Savage's Energy with Mavo and Wande Cole. It hits a new peak in its 9th week on the top 100 after drawing 88.6 million in radio reach, making it number 1 on radio for 4 weeks, and 284,000 on-demand streams, making it number 142 on streaming. 142 is crazy, but yes, that comes in at number 7. And number 6 this week, rebounding from number 8 in its 15th week on the chart, is Back Outside by SARS and Benson, the former number 1. What do we think so far?
That's when we jump down tracking. That is really their activities, man. That has to be there.
Label activities is crazy. Okay, coming in at number 5 this week, climbing just 1 spot in its 13th week on the chart. It spent a week at number 1 on the official singles chart, and it tallied 2.301 million on-demand streams for its 9th week in the official streaming chart. Is none other than landlord himself, Asake's Gratitude, climbing 1 spot, which means at number 4 this week is none other, dipping 1 spot from number 3 to number 4 in its 5th week, is none other than Davido with I Know Who I Be with Jazz World and GLCJ. It drops 1 spot in its 5th week after debuting and logging only 1 week at the top of the top 100 chart. Also dipping 1 spot from number 2 to number 3 is Fola and Ira Star's Treat You Right. It dips in its 4th week after it debuted and spent only 1 week on the top 100. Okay, so let's do a quick roundup again. At number 10, we have Tornado by Ira Star. Number 9, we have Lifestyle Yeah Man by Iomaf. At number 8, we have Young John with Elumelu. At number 7, we have Tiwa Savage with Energy. At number 6, we have SARS and Benson with Back Outside. Number 5, we have Asake with Gratitude. Number 4, we have Davido with I Know Who I Be. At number 3, we have Fola and Ira Star with Treat You Right. Which means at number 2 this week, we have a rebound. I'm jumping from number 4 to number 2 this week after topping the chart for 3 non-consecutive weeks. Is Asake's Forgiveness. Which means, once again, coming in at number 1, we have Victoni's Sleek, which tallied 2.12 million on-demand streams, making it number 3 on streaming, and 68.6 million in radio airplay impressions, making it number 2 on radio. It has spent 3 consecutive weeks on top of the official Nigeria Top 100. And that is this week's TTC Top 10. What do we think, everyone? Does anybody have any thoughts, opinions, questions for TTC?
I don't know if you guys know, there's this popular meme when they're like, Shake, Shiri 82. But this is not Ashake. It's like, Marvel not being in the top 10 is crazy. That's no, he's in the top 10, but like I mean from the mixtape.
Yeah, he's in top 10 with Tiwa Savage.
Yeah. Then also forgiveness and gratitude is just they don't want to live anywhere. Then I know Ashake has like a record breaking number of number 1 singles. But what I want to know is who has had the most top 10 entries in a calendar year? Because from what I'm seeing, if we calculate the album, we calculate the features, he might do like almost 15 songs or more than top 10 entries in this calendar year. So like, has anybody else done more than that? I really want that.
I honestly believe that I actually believe that TTC has answered this question before, but let me take I don't know, TTC, if you heard that question, but I think they can answer it again. I believe it is Ashake, but they can confirm it for us as well. But I think he's had the most number ones with, and they can also confirm the exact number of number ones, but I think he's had the most number ones with either like 21 or 22 songs or something like that.
No, I'm not talking about the number 1 song.
No, I know you're just talking about just how many times in a year somebody has been in the top 10. Correct? Yeah?
Yeah, that's what I'm...
Yeah, so I know like he's had the most number ones, and if they can also confirm how many number ones that is, I think it is 21. But then for just appearing in the top 10, I think he would also be in the lead as well. But we can wait and see if they can confirm that. Does anybody else have any other like thoughts, opinions about what they saw in this top 10?
I think the activity outside the top 10 is more interesting than the top 10 itself, personally. I think subsequently, Jamaica has been...
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a surprising take. Maybe it's the marvel of it all, but interesting. I think the Ashake's 4 new songs also all making the top 100 is interesting as well.
Oh yeah, I'm also happy for Ayomaf. I really, really like that song, and I think it's like a great comeback back into back into the conversations and back into it's a really great comeback song for me.
Okay, mine like that. Anybody else? Any other thoughts? Any other interests? I'm surprised that Gimme That, right? Davido and No 11 is not in the top 10 as well. So that's one thing that jumped out to me as well.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, the song you mentioned was I Know Who I Be. That's true.
Yeah, I Know Who I Be is in the top 10, and it even dipped a spot. It didn't climb with the album coming out. Typically, so from what I'm seeing on the chat, especially with the Ashake songs, is that they're climbing with the live album drop. But even with which I guess it wouldn't show up till probably next week, but even with the Davido drop, it's not climbing or anything. So I think that's interesting. Anybody else? Yes, no, nothing.
We
Okay.
can start while we're here.
So we can start while we're here. Real fast. Katie, welcome, welcome. Do you have an answer to the question from earlier about who's had the most top 10 appearances?
Like in what period? Like a year,
In
all
a
time.
in a year. Well, you can give us both, but in a year
I
and
do,
all time.
I think both will be Asake. I know all time is Asake. It's like
Yeah.
53 compared to Davido's 40. So, uh,
53. Sheesh. Sheesh,
and
sheesh.
in a year, it will probably be the one. So probably the year that the maybe Lungu Boy, and then he did a bunch of features. Probably that, or
Or even this year
maybe
too.
the no. I don't actually. Yes, it could be this year. I guess they'll find out. Yeah, because
Yeah, at
thinking
the end
about
of the
it,
year.
all
Yeah.
the songs in the EP, that's like four, then
Yeah.
nine in the album, and yeah, it's definitely this year.
Yeah. That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
it's this year.
Thank you, KD. Um,
No problem.
no worries, no worries. Does anybody else have any thoughts about what was on the TTC top 10 before we move into the other reasons we are here this week? Yes, no, maybe.
Um. Okay. If sorry, Belema, if anybody does not have anything they want to say about TTC before we start into the other topics, I just wanted to plug my album Deluxe, Greatly Exaggerated Deluxe. It dropped the Friday before this on the 24th.
Yes,
It's
yes,
doing pretty well.
yes.
Yeah, dropped my Deluxe. I had a live event the next day. It was sold out. Yeah, I had a live event the next day. It was sold out, and the Genius just dropped his top 10 rap albums for this year, for the year so far, and the album was number one. So you guys please check it out.
Yes, yes, yes. Everybody go check out his deluxe. And I thought the play on words on who wants a deluxe is such a nice and so funny as well. So you guys should go listen to that, and congrats on all of the happenings. Well deserved.
Yeah, thank you. I also wanted to ask KD or anybody here at Turntable that can tell me, because I sold out the physicals. I sold out the physical albums for my. I sold out the CDs for my album drop. So I wanted to talk. I wanted to ask if there's anyone I can talk to at Turntable about, certifying my album sales and stuff.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, you can send that to there should be an email on the turntable page. If you send that, they will refer you to like their appropriate person that will attend to you regarding that exact thing.
All right.
But
Okay.
if that doesn't work, I mean, it should work. But just in case, you can like we can text each other, and I'll
All right.
put you in touch with the chat team
O-
so they can
Okay. I just
liaise with
followed
you.
you. I just followed you, my bro. So I'll DM you.
That's fine.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Anyways, I was gonna add that somebody mentioned that the activity outside the top 10 is more interesting than the top 10, and that's it's probably true, or like for the most parts, or most time during the chat run in a year, the activity in a outside the top 10 is usually more interesting than the top 10, because the top 10 is usually more stable. It's the big guys, the people with big budgets and big names. I mean, Ashake Wood, something. There's a whiskey here and there. Davido will do his own thing. Usually, there's always a Kiss Daniel organ around, but he's been quiet for a while. And but outside the top 10, the top 40s, the top 75, top 80, you'll see a lot of like interesting drops, songs that you like. You can see like an Arewa song, a gospel song, some underground song, a random song from Jamaica, and all of that. Like just so that's the activity outside is top 10 speaks more to like the nature of like Nigerian music than say maybe the top 10, or like on a broader level.
Yeah.
So
That's really
yeah, it's
nice
more
to know.
interesting. So
That's nice to know,
Yeah.
and I think it's also very telling because looking at, like, I know he made the comment about the energy song, like, looking at how what's keeping it up there is really the radio play, radio airplay, which is very funny because I believe the song from the Asake live album, which is outside the top 10, is purely off streaming. So that's very telling of what is and isn't, you know, a telling point for what the people are actually listening to. But thank you so much, KD. On that note, we are going to
You're welcome.
dive. Thank you, thank you. On that note, we are going to dive into something. I want to give everybody a chance to actually get to the Davido album. So before we get there, in some news about things that have been happening uh, over the past week, a lot of people made petitions, and I guess their wishes were granted when Tyla decided that she would cancel the Lagos show. I initially was of the opinion that she shouldn't, and I kind of am still of the opinion that she shouldn't have. But then again, I understand that there are conversations to be had about, like, choosing to not speak about a very specific topic like that and instead just back out completely. I think this could have been one of those opportunities where she could have come out and said something that would have, like, put both her country and the people in Nigeria on a level, like, hey, this is where I stand, this is what I believe, blah blah blah. But choices were made, and instead of making that move, it was just maybe easier to just decide, like, okay, we're gonna call it a loss on this one and maybe only try again when things are better in the future. But I'm very curious to hear what everybody's thoughts about this are specifically. And then after that, I would love to, like, I feel like there's been a lot of, like, both founded and unfounded mobster arguments on the TL all week. But I want to hear from everybody about their thoughts on Tyler canceling the Lagos show and where they want to take that from there, or what they took out of that. Slickback, you have your hand up.
Okay. I want to start this by saying that um, over the past week, my most listened album is Just World Most Wanted. So in no way am I uh, uh, xenophobic
You
towards
said I'm
African
not
music.
anti-essay artist.
Yes, I'm not anti-SA. However, even if Just World was coming to perform in Lagos, I would say they should read the room, right? And that's just like the the problem that I have with um with this particular issue is we have like the music and we have like the political like tensions, right? And some people are always like, oh, separate the arts from politics, but art is politics and politics is arts, or art is politics, right? Like we
I
see it all the
hundred,
time.
in fact, I 1,000% agree. So you're right.
Yes. There is no way like Tyler, all these South African artists, they like we exist in a Pan-African ecosystem. The entire album, or most of the majority of the songs, that entire album is produced by a Nigerian producer. Do you understand? So it's not like it's not like the team or they are like out of touch with what's going on. Like everybody's aware. And if everybody's aware and everybody's taking like a conscious decision to um, not involve their platform or use their platform. I'm not saying this is they said we should not be dragging artists. The artists are not the solution to our problem. I'm not saying that is the solution to the problem or something like that. But what I'm saying is people are dying, people are losing their lives. Like this is like a serious issue, right? Whereby actual like we need people to actually speak up and be like, let us lead with love, right? If nobody is throwing that olive branch from that side, and to be honest, if they had done that, because someone cannot say that, oh, like Tyla has not done that before. She has done this before, and yes, she got bashed for it, but she has like set a precedent about this before. Probably that is why they don't want to involve it in themselves in this
Yeah,
again.
that's probably why she doesn't
But
want to speak on it. And I think like there's the ability, like I think a lot of people were bringing up the thing that happened with the, was it Chidinma, the beauty pageant thing where
yeah,
Tyla spoke up about that. And I think like obviously she works with Nigerians, she deals with Nigerians, she has relationships with Nigerians, so it is clear that that is something that is there. I ideally don't think that there's ever a situation where you quote unquote have addressed something too much, but and I would have loved if like she took a stance and said specifically to this issue, this is where I stand and all of that. But I also understand that sometimes some people do not want to take that risk to speak, especially in the moment. And then I'm like, okay, if you're not going to say anything, then maybe it's probably best to cancel the show. But
yeah,
in an ideal world, I would have wanted her to to say something and not cancel the show and be like, I have
me,
fans. Yeah.
me, I want her to speak regardless of if she cancels or she doesn't cancel. That's when me I like canceling the show like is sorry to say, but Nigerian money is not going to change status like
I mean, you
what's up.
never know. Apparently, in the
Please,
country that
please,
there are
please.
a million people in poverty, there
See,
are
see,
also
if
quite a
if
couple
if oh,
people with money.
if Odogu and Whiskey are complaining, yes, Tyler, that's the Tyler can do. Nothing Tyler can. If Odogu and Whiskey are complaining, nothing Tyler can do. Like it was supposed to be like a marketing,
Yeah.
like, yeah. But bomb like regardless, like obviously she like they canceled it because of the backlash, and also there are like safety concerns due to the back. Like there are legit reasons why she
She
should cancel
shouldn't
the
come.
tour.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like, there are legit reasons. Like I don't hold that, but I still want her to speak. Like, oh yes, we canceled the tour, but like we still stand. I don't know if you get what I mean. Like the
Yeah,
silence
and the silence is
before and
is
after.
also an answer. Like when
Yeah,
somebody is like when somebody's silent, they're also that's also a statement in and of itself. And I think that silence never it never plays well. It never comes across well and everything. So I agree with you that whether she cancels or doesn't cancel, even though there are very valid reasons to cancel, she should still say something. I just find that we have in a very interesting period in time where everybody is very worried about their bag and not wanting to say the wrong thing. And I thought it was so funny that the clip from what's that? Quen is it Blackwell? What's her name? She did that cooking show with Tyla, and she asked Tyla about the Chanel, the like stealing Chanel from Carisha, and what was it? Tyla said, "Do you think I want to ruin my career?" And I thought that was so funny because it's like that is the reality of things is that nothing is being said because people think in not speaking they're not going to ruin their career. But I think like one of the biggest things that I always say is even when you keep quiet, that's that's a statement in and of itself. So and sometimes it's not even the statement that you intended it to be, but keeping quiet is you still saying something. So yeah, I think that's interesting. Do you have anything else you want to add to that, Slickback?
No, like nothing else. It's just a sad time in the world
Mm-hmm.
right now, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's all.
Very random. I listened to I Said What I Said a lot, and I think I was listening to one of their um, past couple episodes, and they were talking about the fact that like Nigerians use comedy as a quote unquote like coping mechanism. And what we do a lot with this South African thing is that we like banter back and forth. And they were making the thing of like when you're bantering somebody that's like next to you. So like it makes more sense if you're bantering like Ghana, right? This is not a banter situation. This is like people are actually dying. Kim, people are starving. Like this is serious. And so I think like it is one of those things where the way it's being handled a lot is that it's been turned into a Tyler versus Ira Star thing. When in reality, it was never Tyler versus Ira Star. It was always your country and your government that you need to face and what is happening to the people from your country in South Africa. And it is not a situation to banter about. And I think it's why people try to be very careful about speaking up. But again, even not speaking up in any way is still a statement in and of itself. So, quite unfortunate times. Magnificent, how are you? Happy Monday. What's your thoughts?
Um, hello, how are you?
Greetings,
Hello,
greetings,
everyone.
greetings, greetings. How are you?
I'm good. I think my own takeaway from this, or what I just want to say is, aside from the music aspect of it, I don't want us to forget why we are having this discussion and why there is so much discourse over the past few days about Tyler, and that's because people died. People died. Um, a lot of xenophobic attack in South Africa. I don't know if anyone remembers, but this started in 2008 and 2000 we had the event in 2019, 2023, 24, and this year. And um for Nigerians, one of the few things that have been working well in this country is the music. Is one thing where we can say the government can't really control, and we have the fastest growing music market in Africa and even the world probably. And part of that is the accommodation we have with everyone that wants to make music and that likes our kind of music. For instance, there's a British white boy in Yaba now. I don't know if anyone knows the guy. Look at the guy is busy causing a nuisance all over Lagos, singing, doing whatever he wants, and
The
everyone is
Afrobeats guy. I find
yeah.
him so fascinating.
The Afrobeat. No one takes him seriously. We find him amusing. Is the comedic break from everything, but still, he's still accommodated. He's having fun, and that's how we have been in the music space. And for Nigerians to come out and say they don't want this person to perform in the country, it says a lot because we as Nigerians, we are one of the most divided people in the world. We are divided ethnically, we are divided by gender, by even our political alliance. There is a lot of division. And when majority of Nigerians come together and say enough is enough, we are making a statement. And unfortunately, it's Tyler is a collateral damage in all of this because she spoke of doing NSAS. She spoke of for Nigeria doing NSAS, but again, it feels like it's not enough
Yeah, and
because
I feel like I hear you on that because it's like one of those things where it's like, well, I've already made my stance known. Why is everybody on my
yeah,
head? Like you know where I
no,
stand.
I feel kind of bad for her, but the game is the game. It just is unfortunate that she is the one. She is the biggest music act in South Africa, and it's through her we can make the biggest example of anyone. If DJ Mariposa wanted to perform in this place, and we say no, it's not really going to make that much noise compared to Tyler. But
Yeah.
again, enough is enough. It stands. She alone, our statement. If she comes out to release a statement today, it probably won't fix anything. It's just going to be virtue signaling or like a thing of solidarity with or understanding the pain of people. It's not going to really fix anything. It's a systematic problem in South Africa. But we have pleaded with our government to do something, even if it's open dialogue, but they've not done anything. We as Nigerians, we as our people, the best thing we can do, the peaceful way we can protest is by boycotts. And if Nigerians decide to boycott the South African Act, not Tyler herself, the South African Act, is quite understandable because I know I was having this argument with someone the other day and about Tyler, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we are cherry picking because if we are boycotting Tyler, then why not boycott the whole South African industry in the country? I mean, why not
Why
boycott
not
MTN?
boycott
Why
the DJs
Wha-
too and all the
No, no, no,
companies?
not even
Not
not
even the
even.
music
That's not the music. Yeah,
businesses.
why not boycott? Why not boycott MTN, Shoprite, Ped, RX? There are so many companies in Nigeria that you guys don't know are owned by South Africans. But it's just the why not boycott them? And the and the answer is if you boycott these things, we are the ones that are going to suffer. The Shoprite in Nigeria employs 99% Nigerians. If you start to boycott them, is we are the one that are going to go jobless. MTN employs Nigeria, we're not going to go jobless. But the music act in itself, if Tyler doesn't perform here, it's not going to, no one is going to die. It's not going to affect anybody. This is the one part of the whole situation where we as average Nigerians can control, and we've taken control of it. So I don't want to hear anyone say, "Oh yeah, but it's just Tyler." Yeah, it's just Tyler, and unfortunately, it's just Tyler. I feel bad for her, but a statement has to be made, and if it's made through the biggest singer in South Africa, so be it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Magnificent. Afro Motion, what's on your mind?
Yeah, so back to Tyler issue. Like Magnificent said, Tyler is just collateral damage. The issue is way bigger than Tyler, and from my observation of Tyler's moves, like PR wise, she's been on a run of just L's. Like just is it that she's misunderstood or she says something that's kind of sketchy and then she doubles down, or there's just this air around her and her team that I think they made the right move canceling and her not even saying anything. Just I think that's one positive I can take from the whole thing, because whether she speaks or she doesn't, there's obviously going to be criticism. But yes, more positives lie with her saying something, but it's still it's still a win. I think it's a bigger issue, and there's more to be done on the government's parts. And yeah.
Thank you, Afro Motion. Real fast, Magnificent, did you have something that you wanted to add to that? No?
No,
Okay.
no, not really. No.
Okay. Gingerbread, you can go ahead. Are you there, Gingerbread? I see your hand up. Okay. When you're with us, let me know. In the meantime, I think that one of the things that I've been very vocal about is the fact that I love the ability to know who you like. Like, there's nothing wrong with like having specific artists that you're like, this is the artist I love. This is what I love about XYZ artist. But one of the things I've been very vocal about is how much I'm very against stan culture, and I find that like Magnificent, like you said, instead of people facing the government or facing the people in charge, they face each other. And they don't just manage with quote unquote banter, they actually like attack each other as stands. And I find that we've seen it both in the American music space, we see it in the Nigerian music space. A lot of the time, you create enemies for the artists you like when those people were never their enemies in the first place. So we see it a lot with currently what's happening with Ira Star. Um, Somebody said the mobsters are a tad bit dramatic, and I slightly agree. It's almost like you're looking for who has a problem with your favorite person all the time. But then there are some things where I find that like a lot of the time you're giving them a reason to be dramatic. So a perfect example is like everybody's been talking about Boyan music and all of this and where it's going and all, and we get the Mr. Paper snippet or whatever, and Ira says, "Oh, this is featuring Theodora." Um, Somebody tweeted the clip and goes, "Oh, she has a hit on her hands." All of a sudden, all the responses are, "Oh, um, she didn't come up with this sound. Oh, Moliy made this sound. Oh, this is this." And I think like a lot of the time, we do this thing where we try to like do gotcha, and then some of the comments were like, "Oh, she can't compete with Tyla, and is this what she wants to use to compete with Tyla and her album, and this," and a lot of the time, it's like, okay, now you're dragging it, and then sometimes we get what happens with the Bali thing, where it's like, okay, this would not have happened if you just, stopped in that moment. So somebody responds to that clip with a clip of Moliy making the same sound of the music, instead of Moliy to either ignore or say, hey, this doesn't match what, or this, yes, this matches, but we all have the same people on it. Instead, she responds with, "Oh, go stream my own version," basically. And then after she's piled on, 2 days later, she comes back and says, "Well, the song was inspired by Theodora," the same person that Ira just said is featured on her song. And she's like, "The song was inspired by Theodora. Go listen to it." And it's like things like that keep happening where there would not have been anything for quote unquote mobsters to be dramatic about if you didn't, do what you did in the first place. So um, I find things like that very interesting. So all the Tyler backlash about whether she does the show or she doesn't do the show, I'm very interested in how that's now getting twisted into a very like your anti our artist will be anti your artist too. When the reality of things is we're not anti your artist, we're anti the political situation at hand. Gingerbread, are you here? I don't know if
Yeah,
you
but
heard me earlier.
Belema, please before you go to Gingerbread, I just want to comment about our Molly situation.
Yes,
Quick.
real fast. Go ahead. Because I want Gingerbread to
Molly,
speak on both.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Molly, I don't know what she was doing, but please, like she just provoked me. Like she was like when someone just will base you from nowhere, like like you drop an amazing album, you don't have to do that. Like you literally,
Amazing.
yes, it was an amazing. I listened to the
Yeah,
album. It was
can't even
an
like. We'll get to it when we talk about new music. But Molly's
yeah, yeah,
project is pretty good.
yeah. So like you don't have to do that. Like you. I remember she came. She did media rounds in Lagos. Like I think earlier this year. Like you have goodwill with Nigerians. You have Marvel on your album. You do not have to do that. Everybody, and the reason sometimes that the reason why I get so irritated sometimes that I just try to ignore is people just make statements online and they don't even know they don't know, like they make statements based off of ignorance. Another Sama from Canada, like this Nigerian babe, has been doing Fuji Beyond for like 2-3 years ago. She did the whole Fuji Beyond track. She dropped like 3, 4, 5 songs even before Moliy did Shake It to the Max. Even before Beyond like came to like the Nigerian like mainstream, and everybody said singing say Mimi and come back to my life, baby, and even like Beyond, people, Nigerians, like the underground, I don't know what's called the underground, but like the Ote people have been freestyling with Beyond in Nigeria. People have been like people. I come on the internet and everybody is dragging one artist for copying them. But like this is art. Everybody's copying somebody. Everybody's taking inspiration from something. You are not the creator of any sound. Anybody that comes on the internet again and come and tell me that they created one sound or one cover picture, one person's copying their cover picture, or they are copying my name, I'm going to lose my mind. You people draw inspiration from different things. Somebody has done it before, somebody is doing it right now, somebody is going to do it again in the future. Just appreciate
Just
the art
appreciate.
and appreciate where it's coming from. Give shout out to the like imagine Caribbean people now should be looking at two African, one person from Ghana, one person from Nigeria, arguing about who is the originator of Beyond. Like imagine that. Just
I just
imagine how they will just
Slick back. I understand that you're like you're very angry about it. I thought it was very hilarious, mostly because they both are shouting out the same Theodora, right? Which I thought was like, so what was the point of this? I do agree that like a lot of times people speak in ignorance, and I do agree that a lot of times people need to be educated. And if somebody came out and said, well, Ira came up with a new sound, oh, please, 100% correct them. Like, Ira did not come up with a new sound. But I think we do this thing all the time where everybody, and this is why I started by saying we need to understand culture, because everybody's trying to have a gotcha moment, and it's quite unnecessary when your gotcha is now putting you in situations that you do not need to be in. But Gingerbread, are you here now? We were talking about Tyla earlier and we couldn't hear you.
Yeah, can you
Yes.
guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Please go
Uh,
ahead.
okay, great. First off, I'd like to say that the Tyler situation, I think it's especially the show stuff, I don't know, it kind of rubs me the wrong way in like, how will I put it? Yes, I understand why we should kick back and say, no, don't perform, do this, we shouldn't do this, we shouldn't show up for the show, yada, yada, yada. Or because I don't support the whole violence thing, threatening and saying, oh, she gets here, yada, yada, yada. Where is the smoke when she was here last year or last 2 years at Obi's house? And I don't get that smoke. Um, anyways, what I'm saying is I don't think it should have gone that far. Yes, I understand very, very much because I even have family in South Africa that things have happened to in South Africa. No doubt. They, yes, everything is hot, correct, correct, no doubt. But I would not also say we should give fire for fire because what it does is this is supposed to be the HQ for African music, more or less. Even though we dey form say Kiniko, but this is still the HQ for African music. So when somebody who is more or less an international superstar, because she's not just a South African, she's not even a star like South African star like in South Africa, but she blew up in America per se. So she's an international star and she's going on tour and she includes Niger, Lagos. I think Dave and maybe she would be the first two in a while to have included Lagos in their tour internationally.
Which is why I
And
said it's quite unfortunate, for real, for real. It's an unfortunate
exactly
situation.
because normally, yeah, because normally all the international superstars don't put Lagos in their tour list. They don't. They don't put it. Even some of our so-called Nigerian Afrobeat superstars don't include Lagos when they put out a poster for their international touring day, like their world tour day. They don't put Lagos. Is when they don't say, December, don't worry, I got you guys. We're coming. Yimu, do you get? So
They will
it
pop up
kind of
at
rubs me
Obi's
the
house
wrong
for
way.
you.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So I don't know how to put it. I don't like the idea that she had to now cancel because of this thing. At the
But
same time,
you get why she had
at the
to.
same time, I get why exactly. I get why Nigerians are going after it and whatnot. But honestly, if you ask me musically, if you ask me for what I've been advocating for in terms of our ecosystem and people like the things about our like, I mean, and when I mean our, I mean Nigeria itself, changing the face of how the international guys are seeing what they can come here to do in terms of shows and whatnot. That's why I'm happy for the whole Dave thing. It changes a lot. It just tells you that, oh, you can come here, you can do things here. I mean, Chris Brown going to do what on? Only essay go put. This one going to do, not only essay they go put. They're not coming to Niger. They're not coming to
Yeah.
Niger.
So it
So,
almost feels like the one time you have something, you're having to lose it. And this is why I'm still gonna keep preaching the
So
anti-stand
can I say
thing.
something?
Wait, hold on 1 second. This is why I'm gonna keep preaching the anti-stand thing, right? Because at the end of the day, the person that really suffers are the fans, right? It's not anybody else that is going to suffer for it. It's the Tyla fans that are in Nigeria that we're looking forward to this show, that we're excited to see they were being considered. They're the ones that are suffering. So while I agree with Slickback in saying that, yes, it would be nice whether she cancels or doesn't cancel, that a statement is still made. It is unfortunate because at the end of the day, somehow she's now going to quote unquote lose fans that she had in Nigeria. You can talk about how the fans in Nigeria are not the ones that are going to give her money. You can go about how she doesn't need the fans in Nigeria. All them join. But at the end of the day, this is a decision that had to be made, right? It's always very interesting when you see an African artist do, like Gingerbread said, a world tour, but then you don't put Nairobi, you don't put Lagos, you don't put anywhere. Like you hardly ever even see them put Accra, for example.
We are not part of the world.
We're not part of the world, really. When Beyonce said we're not part of our world, you people were angry with her. Even the people inside your own world say think they are not part of the world. So I think it's Gingerbread, you're not wrong, but also this is why I say the people that suffer for all of this is the fans.
and,
Um,
and finally, to wrap it up, I think that going forward, if we're gonna do things like that, I think we should, yeah, we should. I know that you want to have the whole rage and everything, but we should also think it through and stop the impact that it also carries. Because at the end of the day, what it tells is that, or what it speaks out, or outside, oh, Nigeria is still not safe. You can't do whatever. You can't come here. You can't do this. You can't do that.
I
Then
mean,
international
no,
artists
I
would
think it
never
needed to be
consider again.
cancelled. Can't lie. I think it needed to be cancelled because statements had to be made. And like Slickback had said, and Magnificent, the statement would not have carried if Magnificent said this earlier, right? The statement would not have carried if it was somebody else that they were quote unquote cancelling. If it was the South African businesses they were cancelling, it would not have carried. But because this is somebody that is worldwide, that is why it is carrying. So yes, a statement needs to be made from the Nigerian side, and this is the way
But
they've
most of South
chosen.
African DJs are still popping into our this thing and still playing
It is
songs here.
what it is at this point. Uh, but yeah, thank you, Gingerbread.
So can I
Magnificent, you say you
can I
had
say something?
something quick to say?
Yeah. Just want to go something what Gingerbread said. Gingerbread said we shouldn't fight fire for fire, and we are not fighting fire for fire because if it's fire for fire, we are going to go on the street and kill South Africans too, or kill or take their businesses out. This is not fire for fire. This is just making a statement. The only way we can. The government has handcuffed us. We are powerless in a sense that I was reading something today about the Nigerian businesses in South Africa and uh how they are shutting down and how it's not even really affecting the South African economy because South Africans have made plans. They have plans in place for South African owned businesses. I'm sorry I'm using South Africa as an example, but it is what it is. Nigeria cannot boycott MTN today and won't suffer for it or other South African businesses. So this is not fighting fire for fire. This is doing what we can do best because fighting fire for fire would indicate we going out on the street and also committing atrocity and violence. It's not fire for fire. This is just making the statement we know. And again, like I said, unfortunately, it has to be Tyla. Unfortunately, it has to be Tyla because I genuinely think she's a sweet soul and a very good artist and she's good at her craft. But it is what it is. I'm happy she included Nigeria in the Lagos in the tour and on like Dave did too. And if it was Dave too, and the UK is doing something like that, and we need to make a statement with Dave. I don't mind, although Dave is Nigerian, but I I hope you get what I'm trying to say. It doesn't.
Yeah, it's just
It's
like the
unfortunate.
for the
It's
statements to
unfortunate.
carry for
It,
the statement
yeah,
to
it's
carry weight.
unfortunate that
Yeah.
it has to be Tyler. It's unfortunate that we have to try and we don't see these people performing. It's unfortunate, but this whole thing, the whole situation is bigger than the music. It's bigger than whatever it is we are doing here. People died. I don't think I'm sure we understand the gravity of one person's death is too many. Now let's talk of hundreds that have been happening for the past 18 years since 2008.
Yeah.
So it's beyond the music, and again, this is the only way we as people can can raise solidarity with the people that were killed, can boycott, can speak against it. And if it's again, Tyler is just a collateral damage, but it is what it is. We can't
Unfortunate.
boycott the DJs because nobody on this page here can mention five South African DJs or one, even
Damn.
two. The only one
Oh.
I know is my Fosa. I don't know. Literally, I don't know anybody.
Their
I
name
just
is
found
not
out that
even
there was a
Mariposa.
I'm sorry. I just found out that the uncle. I found out that Uncle Waffles was not a strain of weed just a couple days ago. I'm literally not joking with you. I just
Oh my
I just found out that
gosh.
Uncle Waffles is not a strain of weed because
Which
there's
is
a strain
so
of weed
funny
in
because
South London called there's a strain,
Uncle Waffles is
yeah,
opening for Ashake on tour.
yeah, yeah. I know the face, but I couldn't associate with the name because in South London there's a strain of weed called Brother Waffles. So I've always
Not
seen
brother
Uncle Waffles
Waffles.
as a strain of weed. And I'm sorry, but it has to be Tyler. I'm sorry. And
Okay.
it is what it is.
Okay,
It is what it is. We just
magnificent.
have to
It's
move
okay.
on.
It's okay. Pepe, how are you? Happy Monday. Welcome, welcome. What are your thoughts, feelings, opinions?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Man, I think
Where do you
like
want to
Ginger, I
start?
am really,
Yeah, I was going to
truly, I
start.
think like Ginger, I am incredibly, I'm very half and half, right?
Mm-hmm.
I understand the need for Nigerians to feel like, okay, this whole situation has been happening. And in the midst of this, you haven't said anything to, you know, kind of like as a in support, not in support, or we don't know how you stand or where you stand. And then on top of this, in such a politically tumultuous time, you also choose to put Lagos on your tour. And this is our way of responding. So I understand that part of it, right? I think my problem, if there is a problem, I understand, like, okay, yes, okay, is Tyler is a big name. There's a whole big, it's the thing that is most likely to carry. But then on the other hand, I'm like, did it really carry though? If that makes sense. what I'm
Carried
saying.
enough. It carried enough for her to take Lagos
Mm-hmm.
off, and this then now goes back to the second part of the conversation, which was the Stan conversation, right? Because in
Mm-hmm.
reality, what really came out of that was then Ira's videos started dropping, and all you see in the comments are South Africans saying, "Well, I'm glad she took that nonsense country off her thing," right?
Of her,
I,
yeah.
yeah, and so it's
I,
so
I
funny
think for
because
me it's
like
more
I
so
even
like
saw like all the videos of like they've been posting all the videos this weekend from like I think it was the what's their name, those streamers, their wedding. People have been
yeah.
posting videos of like the Agberos like attacking their like people's cars and stuff like that, and
Mm-hmm.
it's so funny because if you go into a couple of those videos, the entire thread is just a bunch of South Africans saying this is the dangerous nonsense country that they wanted to get our Tyla to go to. I'm glad
To
she
go and
took that
perform it,
country.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it did like if the goal was to make a statement, it did. I think it's a question of if the statement we are getting is the desired result that we wanted.
Yeah, so that's what I mean when I say like it carried. Okay, yes, it carried, but my biggest thing is like, who did it carry to? And now that the statement has carried, what is the result? Okay, the result is Tyler doesn't perform in Lagos anymore, but Nigerians who still live in South Africa are still unsafe. So
Yeah, and I think like all this is, to be completely honest, is we talk a lot about having like all these big revolutions and all of that. And the problem with revolutions is that revolutions require sacrifice, require people dying, require more than honestly a lot of Nigerians are currently willing to give, right? So a lot of the time, out of hopelessness and desperation, the most people can do is banter. And then a step above banter is what has happened now, right? With the Tyler thing. So the question is now, who's willing to take it a little bit further? Like the actual carrying that you're looking for, Pepper, is a situation where the government steps in, changes are made, decisions are carried out, the people speak up, the people reach out to the government, the people like attack and do all of these things. That would be the ideal version of carrying that probably everybody wants. But because we can't get that, this is the best we have for now. So it's unfortunate. You were going to say something about the Molly Stan thing as well, or no?
be honest, that
Because I
whole
saw you were
situation.
laughing.
I was laughing because the whole situation was dumb to me.
Yeah, it was dumb. It was dumb.
Like, on the one hand, like I know people always talk about how like everybody knows what they're doing or whatever.
I
And
mean,
somebody had made mention.
everybody do know what they are doing, so can't lie. Yeah.
So like on the one hand, you can think that like Molly maybe did it intentionally or like not like intentionally, but like she chose that moment to go and what's it called? But when I first saw it, like my initial thought was just this is just giving Molly doing what Molly does. At every
Like, yeah.
opportunity, she
I
will
think
plug herself
she will plug
and she will
herself,
plug her music.
and I think that's what's unfortunate about it is that that's the whole issue of the banter of it all, right? Is that you're bantering yourself into a situation you did not even have to banter yourself into. Like,
Self interest. I suppose, yeah. Like, but
yeah.
for me,
Like you could
I
plug
did
yourself
not
everywhere
see
and then having to now come out and make a disclaimer. It's like there's from every corner there's attack. So it is what it is. But
yeah, that's what I think that was
Wait,
what it
sorry, what
was
did
for
Molly
me.
do?
we'll don't worry,
More
now we'll talk about it in a second. Real fast,
Okay.
Afro motion. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna add something. What do you guys think about? Actually, I saw a tweet from Wani saying, "Did you guys ever think Tyler was going to actually perform in
What kind of
Lagos?"
stupid question is sorry, it's not meant to be funny, but like she's performed in Lagos before. Why won't she perform in Lagos again? I don't get.
No, so I think where he was coming from was this
Promotion.
whole thing is
The problem is yeah. taking an opinion from Wani. Continue.
Oh wow, that was unnecessary. But
Eesh.
that was unnecessary. But I I'm trying to understand where the question is coming from. Like, oh, if she kept the tour on, or if you kept the show on her tour, that like Nigerians would
He's
scatter the
saying that
place.
Wani said that it was a strategic move by Tyler and Atil to gather attention. That's literally what
Oh,
he's
like
saying. So
they were always going to take it off.
yes,
So they
Exactly.
weren't
I'll
going to
say
that's what
have
Oh
that's how
brother, oh
that's why I'm not telling him
brother,
that is now his
that's
own
all.
fault for
oh
taking Wani
brother,
seriously and
oh
talking about
no,
brother.
Tyler.
I didn't take Wani seriously. I'm just asking what you guys think because I already stated my own opinion.
Yeah, I don't. Affirmation. I don't know, man. Shout out to Wani. I love Wani, and I think that's a funny opinion. But you know what? In a moment where conspiracy theories are needed, maybe conspiracy theories are needed. Like we talked about it last week, right? I used the B word that people think she's a B, which unfortunate, but people think that people think what was the word they used for her? Uppity. They've called her everything under the sun. So I am of the opinion that like everybody will be fine. And if Wani thinks it was just plot all along, that's also an opinion as well. So shout out to him. Real fast, Benedict, and then we'll go to Naib. Benedict, go ahead.
I mean, what hasn't been said already at this point is just like unfortunate that someone has to take the fall, and unfortunately it's Tyler. Because I was thinking, if it was like Trevor Noah, would he receive this like same
Oh, don't
backlash?
worry,
Because
Trevor
He's
He
Noah.
receiving
has
He's
though.
backlash
in
like
He
fact,
mad.
he's
has.
receiving it just as
and
badly.
No, to be honest,
Benedict
when
and
it
is
comes
okay,
to
receiving
okay,
it.
specifically,
that's Firelighter. That's
no,
Firelighter. I still remember.
specifically when it
I still
pertains
remember
to a
the
person
video.
like a Trevor, who is like a political pundit meets what's it called? He's actually receiving worse than
He's
whatever Tyler
receiving.
is
Can't lie
getting.
to you, Benedict.
I
You might
still
not be
believe that if
seeing
he was
it.
to,
You might not be seeing it, but he's receiving just as bad. I think the
I think if
difference
he
is
was to do
that
like a comment
no, no,
before,
no.
I think
Hold
if he
on,
was to do like a
Benedict.
comment before,
Benedict. I
he could
think the
definitely
difference
make a
is
point.
no,
Because
no, 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 Benedict. The difference is that he doesn't have current direct interactions with the Nigerian audience, right? That's really what it is. What
Yeah,
you are,
that's rough to say.
that's
That's
really what it
actually
is.
rough to
So,
say.
like, if you actually like, they are giving him the same energy. The difference is he's not
if there's
seeking
anybody I
out.
would be glad to
Yeah,
be
yeah, they've
Trevor
been
Sir.
coming at him too. Don't even
But
doubt it.
don't you think you could still get a show in
Especially,
Lagos?
especially because recently he just made like there was a video that came out from his podcast and he was mimicking like Nigerians or being Nigerian accents,
He
and
always
people
You
were
does
should
just
that.
go
like,
see
He
the
always
no.
does
comments,
that.
Benedict. You should go see the comments. And I think and this
If
goes back to the whole thing Slickback was talking about right earlier, where he said that like, oh, maybe she doesn't want to say the wrong thing or whatever. I genuinely think silence is also a statement, but one of the biggest issues is when people actually go ahead and talk and then they say nonsense. And specifically regarding what's going on right now, Trevor Noah actually made a statement, and his statement was nonsense. So it's not that people are not coming at him, it's that there's no reason for Trevor to cancel anything he was doing in Lagos because he was never coming to Lagos anyway.
Anyway, that was part of my point. I also wanted to make a point with the movie that came out earlier, the polygamist movie, and safe to say that made waves despite the attacks.
I'm
Contrary to
sorry,
what people
show
said
not
did not
Netflix.
happen.
So what
You
what
said what?
what is your proposition that they should what
Nah, a lot of people came
they
out and
should
were like, "We are going to boycott that," and they didn't boycott that. So,
I,
in a
I don't
way, when I see
get.
this Tyler issue, when I wait to that,
So they should boycott
it just sounds
Netflix.
important to me.
No, but that one is
No, not
standard.
Netflix,
Like
not
even
Netflix. That's the
within the
movie.
Tyler situation, like I even saw a tweet where a person who was a Nigerian fan of Tyler was sad at the idea that they were not going to
Yeah,
be able to see her in
exactly.
concert,
That's
right?
what
So
me I'm
it's
saying is
standard.
that is the fans that are suffering for this, and I think it's also
Sorry,
hilarious because like I'm sitting down here and I'm like, I love the Tyler album. You can't tell me not to
can I
listen
have
to
time?
Tyler because
Can I have time? Can I have
yeah,
time? Just
yes.
yeah. I think the thing with the Otala issue is even aside of the xenophobic attack, which is quite serious, there's I've always been quite beef in the music industry between Nigeria and South Africa. I don't know. It's all started from even when Lucky Dube was killed, thinking because they thought it was Nigerian. So AK and Bronner's Reef in 2019 over this whole xenophobic attack, and even the whole FMB stadium that Bronner was supposed to do, and the whole South Africans also boycotted it because Bronner spoke up against the whole xenophobic attack that happened, and in 2023. So even outside of the whole thing, even if it's not even there wasn't really any political issue to comment about, there has always been this tension in the music industry between South Africans and Nigerian acts. So I understand why we found it easy. So I don't want to use the word cherry pick, but to use Tyler as a scapegoat because it's aside from the whole xenophobic thing, it's also our way or whatever of sending a message to the South African music industry. It's always been, oh yeah, aka Lucky Dube, Burna Boy, what is this other guy's name from South Africa that's always chatting shit about Nigerians too. So it came naturally when we decided, to boycott from the music angle. So you wouldn't blame Nigerians when they take it. Then
Yeah,
when they find,
it's a very natural evolution, and that's what I was
yeah,
trying to explain to Pepe because,
yeah,
I
like,
mean, you
the
guys are
easiest
so
thing
much.
for people to do right now is banter. That's the easy escape route, which a lot of Nigerians use for everything. We even banter ourselves, right? And then you make everything a joke, and then that's how you handle things. And then the next thing that's the second easiest thing to do is what they've done with Tyler. The reality of what should actually be done is not that they go attack other South Africans, is that you hold your government to task. But because there's so much fear, there's so much hopelessness, Nigerians are not doing that. So the easiest thing for them to do is face Tyler. That's all it is. It's not a complicated out of the blue option that was on the table. It was actually one of the easiest options, most available options that was on the table. That's really what it is. Speaking of people and their stance, the one, the only 30BG, Davido, dropped his 6th studio album, ORIADÉ. Whew, okay. I'm gonna dive into what I thought about this album, but I actually want you guys to guess. What did you think my favorite song was? I'm actually curious what people think I listened to.
There's only one. There's only one answer. There is only one answer, and if you don't get the answer correct, I don't know, man. Money constant.
Money,
Money
money
constant care.
what? Money what?
Can you
Okay.
people be so for real? Money constant on the real. I don't like the fact that it's funny is that it's Naye that said it too. Naye, now your ghost
Nah.
be this.
Naye is looking for trouble and screaming. Also, I think the real tea here and the funny part of all of this is nobody has said you actually listened to the album. I was expecting
I
shock.
have
Haven't
listened to the
listened to it.
album.
Let me be for real.
I
I've
was
listened to
the
the
no,
album.
no, no.
unexpected.
It's not about you. It's about
I've
me.
listened to the album multiple
It's not
times.
about you people. It's about Belema. This moment is about Belema. You people should be shocked that I
Okay,
even
sorry.
listened in the first place.
My bad.
How many guesses do they get?
Actually, okay. So here's my thing. I actually love that. This is hard. They're like 2-3 songs. Honestly, there's just 2 songs on this album that I really love. I'll give you 3. Dante, do you want to guess?
Yeah, how many guesses? How many guesses?
Just guess the one. You have one
If
guess.
your favorite song on this album is not Already Falling, I don't want to hear it. Sorry.
Is it constantly?
Lovely,
Are
lovely.
you guys like?
Dante, what's your guess?
It's got
How
to
many
be
guesses
already
do I
falling.
get?
Dante, you get
constantly.
one. Just guess the one.
Alright, free. Don't worry then.
Is it before?
I don't understand.
Anybody that chooses before
Wait,
does
let
not
me
even
let
like
me
good
look.
music.
Wait, let me look at this album. Let me look at this
What
do you
album
mean?
again.
You know
Wait,
what?
it's my lights.
You know.
If I
Okay,
give you
it's
a
okay.
sec.
It's okay. Lovely people, you have tried. Well done. What this has told me is that none of you on this space be listening when I be talking. It's quite unfortunate, but
It's Yaya Waya Nakamura.
Oh my god. You
I
know
was
what? That is me
Thank you,
literally
about to say that.
Afromotion.
That is
Thank you,
I just
actually
remembered.
Afromotion.
that is
Thank you,
actually very
Afromotion.
Belema coded. Yeah,
Thank
of
you very
course.
much,
Of course
Afromotion.
you love the record with Aya Nakamura. Shouldn't be you.
Okay, so it's so funny because I
What's
actually I
funny is
actually
I
listened to
was
this.
listening
Not
to
this
that
no you are
song
into no
and I
no
No,
you are
realized
that's
into
it. No, you cannot tell me. You were asking me how many guesses do
no.
I get. You get
Yeah,
one guess.
you didn't
You
even give
get
me a
only one
chance to
guess.
guess.
You get only one
It's
guess.
not one. You said
I
there
said
are
I
two
will give
songs
you if you mention
and
either of these two, and somebody mentioned one of them earlier.
alright.
I
But
really love Before. I love Yaya. Two other songs, Guide and My Lights, are also up there for me. Which is so funny because earlier today I saw that tweet where see, this is why I say dead stan culture, because if you're a real fan, you know ball. And it was a tweet where Aya Nakamura fans were talking about how they were not hyping up the song with Davido, the Yaya song, because they know that Aya did nonsense on there. In the sense that, to be completely honest, if you're somebody that listens to Aya Nakamura, this is not a bad song, but this is one of the least best songs she's worked on. But in the context of the ORIADÉ album, I thought it was a beautiful project. I am not giving it a score, but I actually liked it. It's one of those projects where the singles were for me. I really like Before, and when people are like, Fola is the modern day Miyokun or whatever, I want to get it, and I see it, but like I'm not buying into all of that. Shout out to all of you for thinking that. Um, I was surprised how much I actually kind of liked Guide. Here's my thing: we're already falling. You guys are so predictable, man. I think Already Falling is a good song. I think that's probably the one song that's gonna go very, very far in this album. What I do think though is that you people rely a lot on nostalgia, and this is Already Falling is such a, what's the best way to put it? Already Falling is such a Davido song. Like, let's be so
but
for
that's
real.
the entire
It's
point.
such a Davido song, and the nostalgia is with you people, and I get it. I get it. Beautiful song. It's just when I'm looking in the body of work in the album, wasn't my it wasn't my standout for me. I actually liked the songs where he was, not just that one, but songs where he was trying to quote unquote say something. So beautiful work, beautiful body of work. I'm happy for him. Oh, another song that I actually kind of liked was Julie. Julie was good too. But I think the biggest takeaway out of this is that all of you that used to come here and say that Belema does not like Davido, are you not shocked? Are you not shocked? I actually even listened to the album. So people should be happy. But real fast, everybody had their hands up. We will start with Slickback. Please go ahead. Tell us what you think about ORIADÉ.
Okay. I just want to say that for the past how many days I've been, or weeks, I have been asking Davido, that snippet that you dropped, is it what you want to give us? And um, first, I am happy that all the Amapiano or the pure like Afro house power piano songs were these singles, but at the same time, I'm a bit confused that like why they do that. I don't know. Then my favorite song is Guide, and that just shows you the Davido that I like. The those song, but like that's the Davido that's the Davido that me I like. Other part of the Davido, like I don't know what is the other part, but see that part, that where he gets into that he is bad. That's where I feel like he's strongest um, side. Um, the album as a whole, I think the album came a bit like he played it safe. Um, I think I know like she's a legacy act, and like we might not really expect like too much in the um like say area or like musicality and everything. But I think that like it came across as like a safe album. Um, I feel like if they wanted to like the the story, then the singles, then the album, like in its full context, it kind of like confuses me a bit. But like if you forget the marketing and
Yeah,
all
I was
kind of
about to ask that question along the
yeah,
lines of
yeah,
like this is gonna be the most African. Now that we've heard the album, how are you feeling about hearing all of
yeah,
the
like it's
African?
not the most so it's not the most African. Please. Like if you just listen to the album, like as it is, like it's a good album. Like it's obviously it's Davido and he has like almost 30 years in the game. So right now, musically, like his entire like they're not going to do terribly bad when like creating music, but like at the same time, it comes across like as a like a safer album. And but like compared to like I like this album more than five because I there was no like there was not a lot of Afro house. So that's why I'm happy. I'm happy because it was like had traditional Afro beats for the most part. But like I feel like he could have like really doubled down on the Afrobeat. Like he could have like he could have doubled down. Like he just kept it like on a safe like level. That's what I feel. But it
Yeah,
was like
I
it was like
I
he
can
wasn't
hear that.
shouting too much.
He
Like
wasn't shouting too
imagine
much. No,
imagine for
that's
the
so
emotion of
funny.
shouting too much.
That's
Like
so funny.
yes, that's why
That's
when I heard
hilarious.
guy that was, hey, this is like come and shout on my head like yes, like
Come and shout
what
on
was
my head. Come and shout on my head is hilarious. I thought it was actually a good album, which
yeah. So it's
yeah.
I've been listening to it like about the weekend. Like it's a good body of work. Um, where it will sit in his discography, I think it's too early to tell.
And do you, okay, so I guess the
Or
question I have for you is do you think it's better than a better time?
ooh, I was the one that said a better time is a classical.
Oh, okay,
If
sure.
people have forgotten, if people have forgotten,
Oh, never
if people
mind.
don't
No, it's
remember,
okay. It's okay. It's okay.
if
Don't
people
worry.
don't,
Sleep back. It's
oh,
okay. It's okay. You can mute your mic. Thank you very much for your submission. I just thought that was so funny. Sorry, I can't stop laughing about the Ayana Kamura thing because her fan base saying her fan page is saying that they whenever Aria drops a song they don't like that they don't hype it up so she knows that they thought it was bad. I thought that was and it's such a funny thing to say about a song she makes with Davido. But I personally liked this album. I thought it was cute. This is What's It to ya. Hello. We haven't heard from you today. How are you
Uh,
doing?
yes, and that everybody please help me send curses to MTN because they took my Wi-Fi for some weeks.
Ah,
That's on
not you also facing a South African in your household.
exactly my point. You see, it was just yellow for nothing. See, let me tell you, every time I join this space, it will always rug me. I don't know why. Today I'm using Airtel, so yeah. Anyways, you guys stopped the conversation when I was about to tell you how I'm a Tyla, no, a Ira Stan, and a Crystal Molly taker.
Eh?
Anyways,
Did you
Eh?
just say
I'm so
Tylenol? Are you
Tylenol. Ira,
insane?
are you okay?
isn't that our fan
You know the
name?
funniest part is
I
that
thought
she
their
said
name is Tiger. You say not Tylenol. What did they do
I
you?
thought
no.
my Tylenol was like
She said Crystal Molly. You be doing Crystal Molly.
yes, now not be Crystal Molly. I'm joking.
What's the
But no,
last one? You say Ira what?
Ira
Ira
stars.
Ira stars. Okay. In your household, everybody's welcome, and I love that so much.
Everybody is welcome, and but I'm not mad that the show was cancelled. This would have been one stupid discourse that would have been having and would have dragged. And let me tell you my what they call that thing when you say my conspiracy theories are tingling. My brain is telling me she never wanted to come to Lagos. She just did it for promo.
Not you
But
and
again,
Wani
who is
being on the same
Nigeria in the
page.
grand scheme of
Mrs.
things? In the
Mrs.
grand scheme
What's
of
it to
things,
you? Were you here when we were talking about Wani's
no, I
conspiracy
kept on
theory?
getting wronged. I kept on
Okay,
getting
okay.
wronged.
So Wani is of the opinion that she never had an intention of doing the tour in Lagos. That they
Okay,
put
but
that they put it
what?
on there knowing that they were going to take it off. They wanted some
Okay, what makes
conversation.
me different with that thought is that I also know that that is like over. You are getting too big for your shoes. Lagos, like Nigeria, is not that big of a promotional machine for a team to be like, "Oh, let's put Lagos on there to promote that tour." This thing did not even enter
Not
schedule. I
promote
don't
the
think it
tour
entered
per
schedule.
se. Not promote the tour per se, but it would like spark some, conversation.
Discuss. I guess like that's their team's business. As far as you bring good music, well, what's my own with you? Okay, onto Davido. I'm very surprised about this album, and I'll tell you why. I've always held the opinion that Davido is not an album guy. Like I've listened to one of two of his songs. I'm not the biggest fan, but I've always thought this guy's not an album guy. This guy not an album guy. Now I'm not saying that this is the best album ever, but I feel like this is one of the maybe second Davido album that I've listened to that I thought was coherent more than the others. And two, I don't know, I reduced the volume of the album when I first listened to it. I thought it was
Ah,
going to be
ah,
screaming in my ear.
ah.
I had a headache.
You people are
I thought it
disrespectful.
was going to be screaming in my ear. So I reduced the volume a little bit. But I'm like, this man is whispering. Kilo shall I increase the volume? I'm like, I mean, it's not bad, and it's one of the first albums where I've taken to more songs than I would normally I normally would at first listen. Does that make sense? I feel like I just rambled. Like
Oh no,
usually when I listen to
me and you are in the same boat. Cause if you know where I
yeah,
stand
I
on
feel
the
like if I
video,
listen
it's the same
his
thing.
to his albums, like yeah, if I listen to his albums, I'll be like, oh, I like this one, I don't like this one, I like this but like this one, I like a myriad of songs. So that I was like, that's
Well, for
different.
the
It looked
first
like he
time, there were
calmed
less
down.
songs.
I guess not give us 28 whatever. It looked like he
7
calmed down
songs.
to create this one. I would say my favorite song on the album, because me, I feel like Davido should release an album where he's featuring only R&B people. I don't think Davido has ever made like a miss with R&B
Oh
people. Like
my
I don't
gosh,
think
I'm
so.
so sorry. I have to disagree with you. Thank you for reminding me
What
that.
song is that?
Wait. I'm so sorry. Thank you for reminding me Leon Thomas is in this album. When I tell you I started screaming, God forbid, what kind of nonsense have you ruined in my life? You know how much I love Leon Thomas. Why did I open this album and hear that song and I was like, it's God that
Okay,
saved
you
me.
have to listen to it in the context of Davido though. Like for
I,
what
I'm,
Davido is
I must
capable
not
of.
be listening to it in the context of the. Maybe I need to listen to it again. It's me. Maybe I'm the
Because
problem.
I was like, okay, not bad. I'm adding this to the Summer Walker. I'm adding this to the rest. Like, I just like Davido when he like calms down and like is giving that singing vibe. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about
Okay,
him.
sure.
I also love when Davido features like francophone or like other people. Like there was one song that he did with Preto Shaw years ago. Like I listened to that song to the point that I'm sure I'm the one that gives Davido sore throat. Like I listen to that, I'll be rinsing and repeating it. So the Aya Nakamura song shocked me gone because I'm a fan of Aya Nakamura, and you are right, Belema. I listened to it and I was like, oh, so did she do pro bono? I they did not
She
finish
probably,
paying
let me
her.
not lie to you. That woman said, I will give you something that I had thrown away. This is the verse I'm gonna give you. Because when I was
I listen.
listening to the song, I was like, this girl is not being serious on this song. She said, I'm gonna give you
Apart from
bare
sonically,
minimum.
sir. Exactly. Apart from sonically, it felt like her energy was down. Like it wasn't as, I don't know how to explain it. There's this certain like vibe that she brings. Not she's not doing too much, and she's very very sexy and sultry, and voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Bon appetit. And
Nah,
she was
nah.
not giving that
But
on.
you
She
see, you
was
see,
just
you see, this thing,
pap.
I say. You see this thing that you're saying, after you say all this, now still Belema best song on the album. Two Parliament Zogo. Now we see Belema what
Wait,
Because
you
kick Belema off this
okay, I'm
place.
so
Like,
sorry
does he
because
have?
I
Does he know good
actually
food?
understand what she's saying. It's not my fault that you don't understand French. Like, go back to that. I don't get.
me,
What
Wow,
do you want me
wow.
I
to?
understand French. Zobu, zobu, bonjour, je m'appelle, bonjour, les voici, bro.
No,
Continue, Sha.
no, but
Sorry, what's it to
yeah,
you?
I like Ms. What's it to you when the Aya fans said that they are not going to hype the song because when she does nonsense music, they don't support it. I couldn't
And I
stop
believe that
laughing.
because on TikTok and on Twitter, I always see Aya's edit every day. Every once I open my Twitter, I have not seen one edit with this song. In fact, I keep seeing I edit with Ira, and I'm like, what's happening? Why are
Oh,
all our
you know they
editors
love that
clashing?
song with Ira. They love that song
They
down.
love that song. Even I love the song. So yes, that's that on that. For before. I'm not gonna lie. When I listened to before, I didn't even want to care what they were listening, what they were talking about. It just gave me this major like throwback Mayoku, and I was just so happy. And his wordplay, if you understand Yoruba, is just like very funny. Like
What was the
I
thing he
just
said
like
about
songs that
Maggie
can.
and no? Is there something about Maggie and no? I said, okay,
Let me
good
tell
for
you,
you.
Shakespeare, even if Shakespeare should resurrect, they cannot write something like that. That is what you call a thespian. I don't know what people are saying that, oh, kinuka. No, that's what you call banter. That's what you call. See, if somebody should come and toast me and tell me that kind of thing, I'm telling my parents I found a husband. Like, that is what, like, good music is. That is what pen game is. Y'all niggas don't know anything about that, and that's the problem. That's the problem.
Hello, please. This is our house is having connection issues.
Oh, I
Don't
just saw
worry,
it
yours
now.
is not having connection issues. We can't have connection issues. Please continue.
But yes, like that's what you call pen game. That's what you call writing. That's what you call responsible man. That guy gave us what you put it inside pot and call it stew. I don't know. Anyways, I really like that song, and yeah, that was. Is there another song that I like? I think I like Julie. Yeah, I like Julie, but I feel like when I listen to this album more, there will be other songs I like because Chill Davido is really my bag. I don't like when he screams. Like I know Squishes is due and everything, but like the screams they give me a headache sometimes. But yeah, I all
You
in
and
all, I
me
would give it
both. You
for
and me both.
yeah, I'll give it for like Davido's track record and his albums. I'm not saying that this is a sonic score. I'm just saying like from what I expect from Davido, I would give it a 7.5. Thank you.
Thank you for your submission. I thought it's hilarious that we like a lot of the same songs. So yeah, nice, nice, nice. Real fast. Afro motion. You have your hand up, and we'll get to Dante, Ginger, Red Pepper. Everybody will talk. But Afro motion, go ahead.
Yes. Davido Oriade. I'll say coming into this album, there was a lot of mixed messaging, and the general consensus on this space was just to ignore
Yeah,
the
because he
PR,
said he
all
was
the
gonna give you people African music. Have
mhm,
you?
yes. So it was just to ignore the PR, all the marketing speak. We knew it was going to be a typical Davido album. Um, after I listened to this album, I can say I understand where him and his team are coming from regarding the titling and the campaign. Like if you listen to the album from if you like an open mind, if you use an open mind to listen to it, just broaden your perspective. This is Davido's 6 albums deep, several hits, international recognition, basically legend status in Afrobeat. From his first album, he has always had that foreign appeal, hip hop leaning with the swag, even like his vocal delivery and subject matter sometimes. But what makes him stand out is that grassroots appeal, right? He's very local still. Out of the big three, he's always been closest to that Afro pop tag. And yeah, we know obviously Afrofusion is a fusion of genres, or Afrobeat, sorry, is a fusion of genres. But I think that when that Afrobeats to the world era started to come, or when we reached that time, artists now started to follow these templates where the instrumentals were very like, guitar loops heavy, very R&B leaning, structures, kind of leaning towards that Caribbean dance hall, and then obviously eventually Afro piano. And so, just in summary, after all the yanning I've been yanning, I think this album is Davido going back to that Afro, that Afro pop roots. He's like really stripping it back, taking out all the excesses from its evolution and just giving us pure Afro pop. But anyways, I'm just gonna dive into the album. So the intro, as far as intros go, Davido has been on a crazy run. I don't think he has missed like all his albums. All of You. What's the other one? I can't remember from A Good Time. Oh yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I was basically saying Davido has a good run of intros, but coming into this ORIADÉ album, I was like, yeah, that run has ended. I didn't really feel anything, and his performance didn't really inspire much. I don't know. The intro just didn't do it for me. Where the album really starts for me is Amazing Grace. It's really, I don't know, there's something about the song that's very orgasmic. Maybe it's the bells. And then, what's his name? Black Sharif comes in, kills that verse, just the right contrast that the song needed. And obviously there's Julie, which is an interpolation of, or parts of it is an interpolation of Shank's Julie. I like it. It's a good hook, nice mid-tempo song. I think the first half of the album is really mid-tempo. When I listened to it for the first time, I was very confused. I was like, what the hell am I listening to? It's kind of...
It's not typical Davido.
Yeah, it was very, like, boring. So I had to come back to it. I had to listen, like, 4 times before I could, like, understand what they're trying to do on the album. Constantly beautiful. Anytime Davido and Phils collaborate, bro, they always make something, like... just very nice to listen to. I like how they blended like lots of like 70s pop disco elements with Afro beats. It's a really good song. Then where the album starts like getting really like up tempo, like really club heavy. From I Know Who I Be, we've heard this good song. Give Me That Thing, good song. Before now that song just transports me straight to 2017, 2018. That whole DMW run, and whoever thought to put Mayo Kun and Fola on his song, give them a Grammy, man, because this is a proper Afrobeat posse chords. Just beautiful, man. Already Falling. I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with the song. I like the chorus, but I like the Oremi part, but there's one part where it was saying, "I they go south, I they go north, I they chop am carnivorous." I didn't even need to see the credits. I just knew, this one's Peruzzi. And yeah, shout out to Peruzzi, man. But yeah, yeah. And then Tell Everybody. I like the hook on the song. I'm not really a fan of Davido's verse. I like the hook. I think Davido got absolutely washed on the song. Leon Thomas just killed it.
Thank you for standing with me in this moment. What Tio was telling me something I don't even know what she was saying anymore.
No.
She and Pepper were saying something that I did not want to hear. But
song.
Thank you for validating me in this moment.
Yeah, I think what happened on that song is they try to hide a lot of Davido's inconsistencies in the mix, so it sounds really drowned out. Like a lot of it, I don't. Maybe it was a choice, but I didn't really like the verse. I like the chorus. There's something there, but Leon Thomas watched him definitely. Then Yaya, I can't say I'm the biggest Yaya Nakamura fan. I don't really understand the song.
Oh, brother.
It also,
you know why that song is so fire to me? I didn't even say this earlier. You know why that song is just so beautiful to me? In that song, they were speaking English, they were speaking Pidgin, they were speaking French, they were speaking Yoruba, they were speaking Igbo. 5 different languages in one song. I'm so sorry. I don't know what you people can do.
They were speaking so many languages in the Tower of Babel, but God still struck them down.
That's so unfair. That's so mean. But okay, you know what? Continue. Shout out to Yaya.
But anyways, Yeah, no, no, that was just some. Don't mind my head that statement. I think it's the other way around. God gave them different languages. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I didn't really. I can see I can see the potential in that song. Good song, but it's not my vibe. Yeah, it's a good song, but yeah. And it also has that Peruzzi vibe. What is one song? No. Anytime I'm hearing all those P's, nah, man. Then Zanzibar is definitely one of my favorite songs on the project. I really
I'm
love
so
that.
sorry. I'm so sorry. I couldn't do that. Do you know all I was thinking about when I was listening to Zanzibar? I was thinking about what's that song that you people by Bonner that you people don't like? Wonderful. Are you? No, we waiting.
Imbelebe, Grammy
Yeah,
song.
that's all I could think about when I was listening to that song. I was like, actually skip. Actually, I need to skip this song somehow. I need to not make it to the end of this song. This is giving me a lot of issues. But yeah.
No, I think what I like about this song is that when I'm with you, like the refrain in the hook, the crowd type vocals, it's bliss. There's just that bit. I'm a sucker for that. So just because of that part, I love the song. And then Guide. Again, I didn't need to look at the credits. Peruzzi, please, please. And then my absolute favorite on the album is My Lads.
Yeah.
What a way to close out an album.
I love,
Luna was
yeah, I love Guide. I
Luna was
love My
floating.
Lights. Beautiful songs. Beautiful,
Luna
beautiful
was
songs.
floating on that song, talking about surrendering to a higher power when all else fails. Obviously, Davido now starts off good, then at the end starts talking about buying the baby watch. Like, bro, what we doing here, man? But shout out to him, shout out OBO. All in all, I'll give
You
the.
don't believe in buying the babe watch?
Of course, of course.
So of course, of course.
All in all, I'll give the album an 8 just because he explored new territory. He tried something different. Didn't really follow the templates. Album is heavily mid tempo. He didn't do a lot of gra. So that's something they really. It wasn't a deviation from the marketing campaign that we all thought. There was something there. They didn't just pull out that ORIADÉ from their ass. So yeah, good
Yeah.
album.
Yeah, I won't forgive you for that Tower of Babel comment, but you know what? It is what it is. Dante Rufus, please go ahead.
Alright. So a lot of things I'm gonna say, I need them to recognize as observatory statements and not dislike or negative. Dude, I didn't even do anything yet. Like,
Ginger already started
um,
thumbsing down. Wait, your
so,
sound is a little like muffled, but you can.
okay, is it good now?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it
it's
good
fine.
now?
Yeah.
Let me find my talking voice. Anyway, um, so first of all, certain tracks dope. I realized that if this album was any more, and I didn't mind the other like longer albums, I actually would not. I would lose my shit. Um, I want to something that Afro Motion pointed to the writing on my life. So the watch thing connects because it went from pay my dues before the paper to no fear the risk you go take then after the risk, if after paying your dues, now he's talking about the fact that you can change people's life and you could buy a watch, you can make somebody famous. That was the connection between that.
So
So
buying watches changes people's lives.
no, let me rephrase. Let me say what I said again. After paying his dues, after taking the risk paying off, now he can use the money for all this lifestyle that he's talking about. That was also Toye wrote on that song, which is like a fun fact. Um,
Shout out to
first,
Toye.
first thing, yeah, but you better drop a song right
Shout
now
out
because
Dante,
I'm not.
man. Afrobeats dictionary. Shout out you, man, boy.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So the first thing I want to say is this. I think Davido might have to sue Suno. I think a lot of Suno's like template for Afrobeat is programmed on Davido's music, guys. Also, Asake style production because he made crowd vocal or layered vocal thing mainstream, right? I that and this Davido's choice of this thing is like, oh my god, what like genuinely I was just thinking about it and then I was like, oh, okay. This man needs to go and look into that. That's first of all. Now let's talk about this. This is great. There's a lot of R&B. This is why I don't like having expectations. But the things that Ima was like hoping for, or I guess we're kind of hoping for. I'm not training what that was hoping for that like oh we get like more maybe the production to be more a bit more African. We didn't get that, but we got what he was saying, which was I want to go back to the older Davido. While it wasn't that evident, I heard a song here that even had, like reminded me of like the Pom Pom Davido era. Um, I had, songs like Guy that takes us back to where the Paris was penning a lot of stuff for him. Yaya is actually a fire song for the exact reason Belema mentioned. The amount of languages that were going through that song was actually insane. I think because sometimes when if you don't want to get too complicated or you want to make a joke, you could literally say it takes pigeon for somebody to call a song Afrobeat. But there's like some fun fusion going on that Yaya record that
Yeah,
with
like
the
Davido was out
languages
here giving you people Igbo lyrics.
and
You like
it was they were floating, bro. Like it was oh my god, they were floating. I feel like before I definitely felt like Davido was like the unk in the back watching the youngest like go at it for like 8 minutes, and he did his thing, but that's just how I felt. Now this is a random thing. I have nothing to do with the song, but listening to Gimme that um thing on the album, for some reason, when I started hearing the buzzing aspect of the melody, I literally saw a vision of somebody spraying bullets, and I don't know what that has to do with that, but it was just like yee 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 yee, and I'm like, what is going on here? Very cohesive. He knows who he is, and that brings me to like just trying to keep it short. How I tie this album together. I feel this is the really like least ambitious album like it feels like it's, and I don't mean that in a negative way, and I don't mean that in the sense that he doesn't want it to be successful. I mean it in the sense that it feels comfortable. It feels like he's playing in his own arena. It feels like he's not trying to impress anybody. It feels like he's doing exactly what he wants to do. And uh, side note, before I get into my favorite song, actually, one side note, found that side note. Tell everybody is really fire because of the melodies and stuff. And to what Afromotion was saying about drowning out the vocals. So if you listen to Leon Thomas like normally, you recognize that he infuses a lot of reverb and just like how far can we push the delay? How alternative can we get? Because he's even even Miguel Franco kind of in that lane of using rock music like soft rock music like R&B, and there's kind of like the vocal chain that you like the way your vocal is like processed is like there. And why that song is so interesting to me is because that fusion is happening. And this song validates the argument I always have that first off, Davido has one of my favorite voices. I know people whatever. Davido has one of my favorite voices. And I think that voice can do so much. In fact, I remember when Shewa said here that oh she don't expect rock from Davido. And when like the day which he was going to drop, I thought to myself, I was on the way home and I was like, yo, Davido would be fire in a rock song in a sense, just from a yelling perspective. But when I deep it like it would, then he was on that project and there was like something they were doing like the guitar, the way it was like flapping. I didn't even know what instrument that was. I was like, oh, this could do it. But then when this song out came, it just continues to be like, I don't think um him and producers take enough advantage of what his voice could do when they are processed certain ways and other types of ways. So yeah, is existing in that ambient um heavy reverb environment on tell everybody and it's just like super fire. Now I want to talk about guide. Guide is fun, it's a vibe. Then the last song I'll talk about is My Life. My Light is my favorite song on the album, like just straight up. But something interesting is that the first track on this album is called On the Road, and I believe that's what Luna's upcoming album is
yeah,
also called.
that's Lona's album.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, what is going on here? And it's just the title at the end of the day, but it's kind of interesting because if you search On the Road after the album drops, Davido's On the Road too will also show up and then is on the album. Just because I'm a fan of Luna, I'm gonna defend this. People did something to make an argument that Luna crossed 1 million listeners post featuring Davido. For anybody who cares for the information, this is not the first time he did that. He already did it with his album, guys. This is a great look for him. To the point that Davido gives Lona credit for him doing the Nigerian tour because Lona did the Nigerian tour first. And this song, absolutely crazy. My light. It makes me very excited for Lona's upcoming project.
Yeah.
It reflects the fact that Davido absolutely like cares or knows what to tap into when it is necessary. Because there's like a sense of balance. You get the amapiano, you get the club records, but it's like, yeah, I want to chill for most of the time, and then end the album in the perfect way. Like, yeah, again, I know who I be. Like, I know who I am. This is my reality. This is, self reflection. Because we paid attention to like some of the interviews he did post this album's release. There was a lot of like thinking back, thinking about, or them asking the question of why was he so sure it was going to work, all of that, and that takes me back to the lyrics that Afro Motion, spoke about because he also said that he didn't even understand like why he believed so much. His manager smart, they didn't know that he never doubted and all these things. And now he looks back and he's like, yo, how is this? And now that he's here, he knows who he is. So that's kind of like my summary of the album. It's a good album. I'm also not like ranking it or rating it yet because while it's still a pop album to me, but there are a lot of is very
There are a lot
interesting.
of
There's a lot
like
of
on Davido like moments, like things that you wouldn't have expected from
more like
him.
a sense of like evolution, like just
Like growth
he's
and
taking it
stuff.
back, but there is a sense of, and is all of it is just like in subtle ways, like things that I think could have been done even a long time ago because when he had the resources, and if they just did that, but he wanted to stay a certain way. So it's just there, it's there, and he already like put out the songs that I believe the songs that were really the correct me if I'm wrong. The songs I feel were really meant for the club, even though they play gospel music even in our club. I think those ones were
So
the ones
like
that
the
stand like
Amapiano
out.
ones were the ones he used as like singles and stuff.
Exactly, like you're putting in No 11 and all of that. Where you can say like some of the other songs like Guide could be played in the club and all that, but that is still is not that song is not 2026 in a sense. It's 2026, but in his identity, it's something that came in the past.
Okay.
So
Thank
that's
you for your
where.
submission,
Oh,
Dante.
already falling. I know you said sorry last thing. Already falling. I know they said it's a classic Davido song. That might be my issue with it. But then
Me and you
I know in
both.
2 days
Me
I'll
and
be
you
okay
both. It's like what
because
I
I
expect
remember
from
that
him.
it's like that body positive song from the last album. I've forgotten the title.
The body positive
The
song.
the one where it was talking about like uh thank you, yes. That satirical writing style, that's kind of like what this song is giving me, and it usually takes me some time to get there for those kind of songs. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's all.
To be clear, I think Already Falling is very much, yes, a very Davido song. And I think that song is going to go very, very far. I just also think that, like, because it's a very Davido song, it's one of those songs that I'm not going to play of my own volition. But everywhere I go, I'm going to hear it. And it's going to get stuck in my head, which it's fine. There's a bit of nostalgia to it. We're gonna go gingerbread, pepper, and Odeal Wilson and Rockstar. But gingerbread, go ahead.
Finally, um, the video album, everybody. So far, even say, it's the greatest thing he's done. Yeah, oh, Benny, this album is not how will I put it. It's just what I expect from a David. That's one. Two is I wouldn't.
Was that me or was that gingerbread?
My account they
It's
fear Twitter.
gingerbread.
Don't scare me,
I
please.
thought Twitter kicked
Twitter,
me out. That's
I was
why.
like, Twitter, let's not do this today. Okay, gingerbread, whenever you come back, I don't know where you are, but please, because I don't give me scares. And Pepe, are you still there? Gingerbread will come back
Yes,
to
so
us
I am.
eventually.
Alhamdulillah to life. I'm here.
Pepe, please give us your thoughts on Oriade.
Okay, so my thoughts on Ariade, I would say first and foremost, he did not lie. he did say he was going back to the African roots, which I just assumed was him just saying that, it's going back to, I guess, Afrobeats circa 2017, 2018, without the advent and the infusion of or overuse of log drums and amapiano type elements. So on that front, he did not lie. He went back to what, like, I guess, what we would have considered, quote unquote, traditional Afrobeats, Afropop, all that stuff. So on that end. Now on the actual album itself, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. I don't know that I can say I loved it either, if that makes sense. I think there were some solid songs that, were very enjoyable. But then also there were some that I was just like, I'm not really interested in listening to this ever again after today. But the stuff that like really stuck out, really, really stuck out, like somebody mentioned like Julie. I was like, yeah, this is like quintessential Davido on like an R&B tip. Always enjoyable. So I really enjoyed Julie. I really enjoyed did I enjoy Constantly? How did that one go? I don't know. I didn't like any of the singles before.
Me
Actually,
either.
no.
Apart from before
Actually, no, no,
before.
no. That's not true. That's not true.
Apart
I
from
actually
before before.
enjoyed Gimme That Thing. I actually enjoyed Gimme That Thing. I did not like the E parts, but unfortunately, the E has grown on me. So I guess I liked Gimme That Thing. That I know who I be. I don't like that song. And even within the context of the song, I double don't like the song. Every time I think about the song, all I want to sing is I Know Who I Am by What's Her Name. So I'm just like, bro,
Turning
I'm
into
not
gospel
interested.
music.
Yes, now I'm thinking of I know who I am. I'm walking in favor. I'm walking in miracles. I'm waiting with the lyrics. So yeah, I'm not interested. I don't like I know who I be, and even within the context of the album, not a big fan either. Give me that thing had already grown on me, so I really enjoyed that. Before I enjoyed the song, but it kind of sounded like dated. I don't know if that was me. It's something about it just sounded dated.
But
The
wasn't that kind
freshest
of the
parts of
point?
I know that's part of the point, but also, like, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a way he can do dated in a way that would still be like engaging. Like, Julie is a very good example of it. Like, I'm sure we can pull on very many Davido, lover boy R&B type tip, right? And it will still be enjoyable. So he uses that same approach on Julie, but like Julie doesn't become. I don't know. It's not so obvious, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it. My favorite part of Before was actually Fola. I was like, Fola is really a cheat code to everything, it seems, at this point.
That's actually
So
the worst song on the album, honestly.
damn, I didn't say
Crazy.
all that. I actually did not say all that.
Crazy.
It's just that guy that said that. No be me talk am.
I do, and I'll stand by it,
Okay,
honestly.
it's
I'm
okay.
glad you
Don't
stand
worry,
by it. I love that for
we'll get
you.
to your turn. We'll get to your turn.
Then yeah, I'm glad that you feel that way. But yeah, and then tell everybody with Leon Thomas, I'm so sorry. I will not be accepting any Davido, Leon Thomas. Guys, I actually want to say something that is going to sound very crazy. Low key, low key. Okay, it's not low key, it's very high key for me. The weakest part of that song was not Leon Thomas. I personally believe, because I was very scared when I heard a Davido and Leon Thomas collab. I said, hey, God, I've heard Leon on a lot of stuff. Like, the guy is incredibly talented, but on a, typical, Afrobeats type record, I was scared. I was scared. Like, we've heard Leon with Odeal, but like, that's R&B, that's his playground. So, of course,
Pepe, can I
he's going to,
supplement your point?
sure,
Leon has actually been saying he's been learning Afrobeat. He's
fair
been
enough.
saying, so like what you're saying makes sense that he came off like Afrobeat well enough. He said he's been like staying being a fly on the wall in studios with like Remas and some like other Afrobeat artists just to, like learn how to do that in case he wants to dabble later.
Me, my
Oh,
problem with
okay.
the song was not Leon Thomas. My problem was whose idea was it to put the both of them together?
Or put both of them together. Well, see, somebody can also ask who had the idea to put him and Victoria Monet together. It's
It
just
was
what
just a
it
Chris Brown
is.
And
song
it
to put.
worked.
It works, but that's what I'm saying. That like it's the same idea. Like he's had moments with Chris Brown and it worked. He had a moment with Victoria Monet and it worked. So what's not like what's the thing to say that he and Leon Thomas wouldn't work? Because clearly he seems to have good synergy with American R&B artists on record. So I wasn't even I was shocked, but I was also like just because again I listened to a lot of Leon, so I'm just like I don't know what kind of approach he's going to use. So I was kind of very skeptical or scared, not even skeptical, just scared. But I actually enjoyed Leon's verse a lot more on the record than I did David's, which was very shocking to me. I was like, I can't even lie. If people remove Davido's verse from me, I just leave Leon Thomas. I will probably bang this a lot more. So yeah, that was very interesting to me. Then my lights with Lona, all that did for me was make me was it was a fantastic way to prep me for the upcoming Lona album. I was already excited, but hearing Lona's voice start off that record, immediate chills and goosebumps. Immediate goosebumps. I was like, bro, when is on the road dropping, please? I was like, wow, it's really been a minute since like obviously he's dropped singles there, but like wow, to finally get to a possible Lona album, I'm excited at that prospect. So for me, Lona was really the thing about that record that made me like get goosebumps. But my favorite song on that album, Already Falling. I don't give a damn that people say it's typical David something, 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 something. That's the exact reason why we are here. Now, it's carry us come here with that. I'm so sorry. First and foremost, Peruzzi, wherever you are, you ask for water and you get champagne. Because it was very obvious, even just listening from the first verse, that that was like Peruzzi's pen. It was wow. I said, this is like when you say I'm going back to your roots, this is what I'm talking about.
I have a very
Can I please go
controversial
next? I
question.
have things to
No,
put to bed.
wait, Ima, please hold on 1 second. I think I'll beg you because there's a lie. You will wait.
I
So
have
sorry.
things to put to bed now. It's
Okay,
7:30.
hold on 1 second, please. Thank you very much. Pepe, I have a question for you.
What's your question?
Do you actually think that Davido feels some type of way, because every single person that's spoken so far has always talked about the fact that they can smell the Peruzzi's pen from a mile away. We can sight
Mm-hmm.
it. We can do this. Do you know? Do you guys think that Davido is starting to feel the type of way about that?
No, I don't think so.
If he if see if it's is it possible, yes, because humans are human beings. But I do not think he feels that way because if he did, he would not continue, singing songs that are written by Peruzzi. Like I actually
Yeah.
think that
Yeah,
he
I
and
just think that it's very funny that every single time somebody's like, "Oh, I can smell Peruzzi's pen," I'm like, "Can is the
no,
guy
but it
so
is. But
predictable?"
the reason why though, it's also because like one, Percy has a very like, like kind of interesting writing style, right? And then on top of that, like I do think Davido and Peruzzi are a perfect musical marriage. Like there's just certain people that they write songs, and then the person who sings the song. And you can just tell that there's just synergy there, right? It's like in the same vein of like when let's say like Rihanna was in her bad girl era, like a lot of her records were written by Esther Dean, right? And you can
That's
tell
true.
when Esther Dean has written a
But
record, right?
I remember that eventually it came to a point where that now became a problem that people could tell it
Yeah.
was Esther Dean.
Yes,
And
true.
Esther Dean eventually had to speak on it. So I just thought that was something curious about that. But it makes sense that like that is the Davido song that you like.
Yeah, like for me, it's just a case of like Parisi obviously makes music and he does music on his ones and his music is good, right? But there is just something about a Parisi written record sung by Davido. Like for some reason, David just carries a certain kind of energy that translates on any record that Parisi like writes. And it just bangs harder because the pen behind it and the voice behind it, it all just makes sense. But yeah, that is my favorite record. Yes, it is. I was like, I heard the record and I was like, please, who can I marry by like Saturday sharp? so that I can play this on very, very
You
loud
know, you
speaker.
know what's so funny is that I know Emmanuel felt the same way that you did because
Yes.
he was asking that he wants to go to wedding where they are playing that song, and I thought that was so
Yes.
funny.
By Saturday sharp, look I marry so that we can play the song very, very loudly. I really love the record. That's my favorite. So
It's not hard now.
Okay.
Just leave Edmonton for Calgary for a weekend. You
I'm
probably find
I'm
something.
crying.
screaming.
Anyway,
Real
Okay,
sharp.
real fast. Adewos is meant to go
Josaphat.
next, but
Please now
Adewos,
let me just go next
hold
now.
on. You see, there's a process. You wait for 5 seconds. Let me finish what I'm saying. Thank you. Adewos, do you mind if Ima goes ahead? And then I still even have to add gingerbread back because he slipped off. Um, do you mind if he goes ahead? Sorry, Ima, please carry on so you can
Uh,
move on with your life.
yeah, guys, thank you very much. If you can hear the background, kids are screaming. It's time to put them to bed. So I'll be very quick. First, this is the first non-Bonner album I've listened to more than twice in a very long time by Nigerian acts. And for me, it just speaks about it's either I have a soft spot for David or I think this is his best album since AGT. I really do love this album. And from the first single he dropped on this album, I think that's a man that has come to the realization of where his place is in the industry. He has either admitted, okay, I'm probably never going to be as global as a Bonner, or I'm not going to have crazy annoying fans like a Wizkid, and he has
This comparison is killing
and he
me.
has settled into that form. He's told himself, "This is who I am, and I'm going to go back to giving you people the kind of music that you love about me." And I think that is what this album did for me. Like I said earlier, this is the first album by David that I've played multiple times. I've made multiple tweets about it on my Instagram, and people have come and be like, Are you act? Were you act?" And that's how much I enjoy this album. Because this is someone that was not trying to do too much anymore. He was not trying to, okay, let me impress people with this sound or let me do this. He went back to basics. And when you do that most of the time and you do it well and you go back to the team that has always done this kind of thing for you, it would work. Again, I tweeted earlier today that the numbers might not say it. And that's because we stopped listening to music and we are now obsessed about numbers. And also,
The way people keep disappearing on me. Okay. As long as it's not me, we are grateful. Okay. How do we want to do this? Imaz disappeared into the abyss. We have Adeus, and then we still have Gingerbread, and we still have several people that are on here that need to speak. But Adeus, you can go ahead if you're still here, and then we'll get Gingerbread.
Uh, as Ima was talking, I was like, as he started, I was like, "This is what you guys let go before me." I was about to lose my mind, but then, and then he redeemed himself. Um. Anyways, I don't go into a lot of albums. Like, actually, that's a lie. That's a fucking lie. I was about to start with some philosophical shit, but no, I do have some albums that I don't have expectations. I don't. I've never. I don't think I've ever really had of late, maybe the last 5, maybe even more years of like a David Wiz, but I don't really expect that much from them anymore. I don't know what it is. I think there's just too many influences and too many streams that they can pull and too many things to factor. Like it's not just about the music, it's about who do you feature, who pairs well, what like song would like go well with this vibe and da-da. It's not so sometimes you hear the project and you're just disappointed because you see what they're trying to do, but it's disappointing. But I will say the first thing I want to say about this album is it's not going to follow the rest of what I have to say, but let me just get it out the way now. Let me start with my toxic behavior. I stand by my assertions that as Nigerians, we need to do a better job in terms of titling our artists, our songs, and our projects. because what the fuck was this title? Because it had nothing to do with this absolute album, and nobody should come and pull one stupid string to try to convince me that there was some Oriade anything here, holding the crown and like it just stop it. Please, like he could have titled this shit Journeyman and it would have been better than freaking Oriade. And like and this grassroots returning to my roots. I made this in my fridge. My microwave was next door. Cut that rubbish out. Nobody should say that rubbish to me again because it had absolutely like you could listen to this album and nobody told you the title. And I promise you, if you gave you 100 guesses, you would not guess Oriade. So no, enough. Okay, I need to start like aggressively telling you people to stop this rubbish. But I will say, getting into the actual like sonics of it, I like the intro and I like the outro, if you want to call it that. But I would swap them. I don't like the fact that okay, I love Low now, but I know I like to get my depression out of the way. You understand? So I would have liked it in the beginning, and then gone into Black Sheriff. Definitely came correct on his song. Amazing Grace was good. I don't know why. I just feel like those two would have flowed a little bit better. I actually think that even the titling of On the Road, even if it was like, hey, I'm like out here still chasing it. I don't know, I'm double or whatever, but I'm still on the road bringing this great music to you guys. Maybe that would have worked. Because if somebody that has answers to this, did Asa like A&R the whole thing? Because I believe that might be where my problem begins. But I'm gonna keep that um on the side. No, say it too loud before Asa blocks me. Um, but I will say, Julie, you can throw it away. I don't know what the hell that is. And there's another song in there. I wanna say it was okay. Actually, let me just go through.
Throwing Julie away is crazy.
Again, see, please, I beg. Already falling. I want to. I agree with Pepe saying. I want to hear that at a wedding. I know that song is gonna go. And I wanted to say something about people saying that it's too on the nose for like a David song. Here's my perspective, or when I go into an album, right? Especially with singles, a lot of singles are. I think this is the only three, maybe if I remember. I think I know three for sure that were out before the album dropped. I need that one song or two songs that's that insert that Denzel meme that I'm leaving with some. I need my guaranteed like you are going to deliver on this one or two songs. Like if all else fails, I shall know that I will add this to the other list, my other playlist of your songs that you had before, even if they sound exactly the same. And Already Falling is one of those for me. It feels good. It's nice to hear. Um, And then I had a question around that. Is there is there anyone else in the Nigerian music industry that is so obvious with the writing influence that, or is it like the proximity to David? Is it because it's so close to David that makes us immediately know it's Peruzzi, or because I can hear that song in my sleep, sung by somebody else, and I know he's the one that wrote that song. Um, but I'm not mad at it. He delivers more than he doesn't. There's always that you can guarantee that pull on some nursery rhyme flow thing that you heard when you were 15 years old. But shout out to Parisi for doing what Parisi does. Um, Tell Everybody sounds to me like the Chris Brown feature you wanted on your album without Chris Brown. Whether it's the flow, whether it's the tempo that they had, listen to it again and then just imagine if it was Chris Brown singing exactly what Leon was singing and tell me that that thing doesn't work. And I think that they knew that, and that was like this goes back to what I said. I started with in that they pick certain like he picks certain features. I honestly think that that was supposed to be like a Chris record, but let's use Leon. I would have liked it to be a song. I would have liked David and Leon to be a song that Leon was the one who like creatively drove it. I think it would have sounded different. But again, it's not the worst of them. The worst of them for me is Yaya. Um, and it's not.
You see the way I skipped. You see the way I did not talk about that Bonjunzu song. Please forgive me.
First of all, when they put 700 writers on there like National Assembly, That's the first beginning of my issue. But I will say that the reason why I don't necessarily like it is not, and it has nothing to do with the Wazobia take that people have. It is that when I listen to it without headphones. I listen to it with headphones. Both times, it sounds like the beat is louder than Aya's voice, and I need whoever mixed that to get a grip because maybe to Vilma's point earlier that this was a throwaway record or something. Maybe they recorded this, in the pandemic when they were recording over Zoom or some shit. But it doesn't sound like the rest of the other songs. Specifically her part of the song, it sounds like the beat is drowning out her voice. And then you add the fact that you're singing in French, and I'm already trying to figure out is that the parfait, parler, parfait, croissant that I know because now you're singing something and I'm not hearing, it's not registering in my ear. So hate that song. I'm also beefing Aya for other reasons that I will not disclose here because I'm a salty man with feelings. But it just was not. It wasn't it for me. I will say, taking away from the whole thing, there's song like coming into this, I'm leaving with at least three songs, maybe four that I like that I hadn't heard before. And I think that when you drop a project in such a single heavy kind of world, I think that's like a win, right? I think that's a win. I think there's songs here that can personally take away, and there's songs like Belma was saying that you might not like them, but by the time you hear them on TikTok 700 times over the rest of the summer, you probably will end up liking them. You add videos, you add performances. There might be other songs here that grow on you. I mean, this thing is what all of 72 hours old. But yeah, like my big takeaways is throw away that stupid title and stop this game. At least now you have delivered an album with a crown, with the ORIADÉ. You've named it. Like, don't say this the next time you do a project where you're talking about. I made this in my village. I drove to Oshun and I sat by under the tree. I grew up. Don't do that rubbish again. Um, and yeah, everybody kind of said this already. I'm very excited for Lona's album, which is so fucking sad to say because I know I'm going to be sad. I'm excited for sadness. What has become of us? That this is because I know what's coming. I know what that guy is gonna tell me. He's gonna tell me he went all over the road in Nigeria and was sad, and I'm going to be sad with him. But nah, I think shout out to David for dropping something that is like good enough to take away. So for the points, the main things that I've docked him for, I probably give this like a 7.5, which is not the worst, not the greatest, but I think it's also one of those where it's like give it a couple of weeks, it might grow on you a little bit better. I will say though the arrangement, I also like the arrangement of some of the songs, like that middle part from like Amazing Grace to Tell Everybody, I want to say. I really like. Yaya and Zanzibar. Some of the titles of this song, you know what? Again, I don't know whose idea that was. If they want to blame this on Asa or whoever was in the room, because this thing just gives journeyman. Because one moment you have Amazing Grace, you have On the Road, you have Zanzibar, you have My Light to show you on the road. Like, just title this thing Journeyman and like leave me alone because Oriade is not doing this for me. So I'm going to call this album Journeyman.
I'll try to keep it as quick as I can. I was watching some like BTS footage from like the album listening or something. I was thinking to myself, I was like, damn, when this rollout is done, what's going to happen to that crown? Um, I
Wow,
was just
wow.
first I was just no, I will
That's
literally
too
say like
much.
Unnecessary.
what thing they go use the crown do? I don't know, but it was just something on my mind about the project
Happens to the
when
next generation.
okay, nice one. Um, I
Marvel. They'll
where
give it
where
to Marvel.
where do I start with this shit, man? First of
Please, who
all,
said they will give it to Marvel? Just mute your mic.
Back then, they give
Thank
it
you
that's
to
very
crazy.
much.
Marvel.
That's fucking crazy. But I had a lot of thoughts going into the album. When I was hearing the singles, and then Davido was doing an interview talking about he wants to take it back to the old Davido. I was like, which one of these songs is supposed to be that? So the singles were very misleading. But listening to the album, I'm like, okay, I kind of get it. But if that was the point, why are you leading with the Amapiano shit? That was one thing that threw me off. Two, the whole wearing trad thing and like the title of the album is like, come on, man. Like, I know you want that Grammy, but this like traditional thing, you did the masquerade with five, and then now and now you're doing trad and crown. and none of the songs on the project is giving that energy. So like, what is it about Give Me That Thing that is crown and trad?
He said,
Anyway,
give me that, like, give
give me
me
the
the
crown,
crown.
Abi.
Yeah, give
Give
me
me the
the crown.
crown. Pass me my sandals and give me the beads too, Abi. That's what's up. I just don't understand I don't understand everything that went into that part of the album. Because I also look at the things around the album when I critique the albums. I was disappointed by the fact that there are no DMW signees on the album at all. Like I know people wrote for him, but it would have been nice to use the opportunity to kind of put on your artists. Davido has some artists on his roster that nobody really knows about. I feel like that would have been a great opportunity to put them on, because I'm also an advocate for the upcoming artists. Um, I thought it was interesting that Davido went for is he number 11 or be no 11? I don't know which one it is. I
Don't
call him number 11.
worry, Emmanuel will come and tell you that it's no 11. Meets I
It's
was
not
calling
11.
Okay,
they say it's
all
no
right.
Normal
So
is not
11.
11.
so I thought it was interesting he went to the feature number 11 instead of his guy Toye or something. I'm like, I don't know. Number 11 just popped up like last year. This guy gets a Davido feature and we can't, for the love of God, see you with one of your artists. I thought that was kind of odd. Um,
To that
I,
point,
I,
though,
I
what I would say, somebody mentioned it earlier, right? And the reality of
uh
things is, this is Davido technically taking somebody else's song. So in reality, that is a no 11 song. It's
that's
not a Davido song. The same way Kante was a Fave song, right?
no,
Yeah,
it's
but
true.
The
taking a
same way
Toye song as well.
before is a what Mayokun song. Like, yeah.
It's true. I get that, but like in your 13, I mean, I think
So
everybody here.
in
I
other
wasn't
words,
here
he
for
should
the
have
whole.
taken a Toye song.
It's not that you
Yes,
have to. It's
exactly.
not that you have to replace number 11 with Toye or something. No, but I'm like, you couldn't find space for a Toye track on the entire album, especially because I feel like anybody that is giving the review, I came in a little bit late into the conversation, but I'm sure everybody has like two, three, four songs that on that album that they might be like, I could have done without it. So that's why I'm like, you couldn't have found space for one, even if it's not to you, one of your artists on there. Like you, nothing at all. I thought that was pretty interesting. I didn't like the intro. I thought it was kind of weird, and I do agree with people that are saying that the Luna song should have been the intro. I feel like it fit better. Like put that at the top, and then get to the, I guess, the dancey music or whatever. But to Rockstar's point about the EPs, I was thinking something similar before he came on. Because, and it's not to say Davido should not drop albums. I'm just saying maybe take a little bit more time between albums and just like drop an EP here and there. You know. I just think it's interesting that Davido took this approach, because prior to this album, I was like, guy, you're about to Amapiano us to death. Like, I'm tired of the Amapiano shit. Like, do something different. For years, I've been wanting to see Davido do something different. And of the big three, he's the only person who just refuses to do anything different, like creatively. Like, no variety whatsoever. So it's either Zobu music or it's straight Amapiano, and I don't understand why he does that, because when he does features with the foreign artists, like the black French artists and people outside the country, like he knows how to hop on beats. When he hops on a song with Mins, you know how to hop on different production. When you do the song with Chris Brown and Loj, you know how to ride that beat, but you can't. But you will not never see Davido selecting those kind of beats for his own projects. I don't know why that is. Like, you have the access both to Nigerian and American producers. You can make it happen. He just refuses to do that. So listening to the album, I'm looking at the title, I'm looking at the artwork. I'm like, I just don't understand it. If the point of this was to throw back to previous Davido as opposed to doing something actually new, maybe he just is incapable of doing that. Maybe you should have just named the album, I don't know, Time Machine or something. I don't know if you're going back to stick with the whole
I'm screaming.
time.
Didn't Adele say, what did Adele say? Johnny Man or something like that?
I like my own title
Yes.
better, actually. Time
Once a
Machine.
traveling man.
Time
She's
Machine,
in a
because it's
time
like, bro,
machine.
if you're going back, then stick with it. The title is just very off. Davido has proven over time that he's just not good with he's not an album guy. You are just not that guy, and it's okay. It's okay. I still think Davido does. He's the only one of the big three that does not have a classic album. To me, Timeless is a good album by Davido standard. That does not make it a classic. To me, Okay.
I
And I
know
think
people that would disagree with you, but
for sure.
all together, what would you say are some of what would you say is your maybe your favorite song on the album?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let me take a look at this. I think if I remember, I think the Julie song was cool. Um, to be honest, Belly, there weren't maybe like three, four tops. That was like okay, because I like
There
to
weren't
listen
that
to
many for
albums.
you.
There weren't that many because I like to listen to albums in situations where I can't escape. Right. So if I'm running on the treadmill, I'll put your album on because I can't really stop to like
To
pause or skip.
change the album or
I can't
something.
really stop. Yeah, like situations like that, or like I'm hiking or something, I'm doing something. So I'll just make sure I can't, or my phone is not somewhere where I can easily go and pause or something. So I like actually listen to the entire thing. And I was like, damn, it's crazy that out of, even though you reduce the number of songs, 13 songs, I can't name like six songs that I came out happy with at the
Yeah,
end of the day.
that's
Um,
unfortunate.
it is very unfortunate. And I think, and I'll say this, no disrespect to Davido, but if ever there was a time where one person's position in the big three was susceptible to being taken over, it is him.
Voila,
I'm sorry, I'm sorry,
the
I'm sorry
way
to
you
say that.
guys talk about
I'm
Davido
sorry.
scares me
No,
so
I'm saying that with, or I don't mean any disrespect when I say, I'm saying it as neutrally as possible. If there was anybody whose position there is shaky, it's him.
much. Okay.
He's the only one I feel like Davido doesn't know how to really grab a moment and take it. First of all, in 2018, I'll wrap up soon. In 2018, he should have dropped the album. When he had his Fetty Wap run where everything was a hit, he should have had an album there and then and like just made it happen. There would be no debate about Davido having a classic album in 2026 if that had happened. It never did. I think 2020/2021, he had that nice run with was it Focalistic, when he was really like the songs were hitting. Then CK had both of them on the song. They had a good thing going, and I feel like an EP or an album should have come out of that. That never happened. Instead, what we got was Davido washing this Amapiano sound to death over the course of a few years. Um, I think this album is another attempt at getting a Grammy. And I think to him is like, as he said in the interview like years ago with Ebuka, his idea of what the Grammy wants is like some Lion King type shit, and he's trying to kind of give them that with this album. I don't think he's going to get it, and I think this is a very forgettable album at the end of the day. Nobody's going
You
to really
people are being
reference
mean
it.
to this man, but
So
it is what
I'm
it
saying
is.
as respectfully and neutrally as possible. People think I hate Davido, and I don't. I want better for the guy, but he's just not willing to move past what he's talking, and that's okay. There are a lot of artists who will do the work. But shout out to him. And that's that. At most, I'll give like a 4 out of 10.
Ah,
Um,
ah.
because, and I'll
It's
say
no,
this,
it's
Belly,
okay. It's
Belly.
okay. It's up to you.
No, no, no.
That's your choice.
No, I can no. I won't say mathematically why. Because if there are 13 tracks on here and I can't come out of it with like at least 5 or 6 songs, then I have to give you less than a 5, because I don't even like half of the songs on there. You get what I'm saying? So that's the rationale behind it. So I would give it like a smooth 4. Some songs, handful of songs to take away from it, but that's it. As a body of work, it's very disappointing. And I feel like it's time that I personally stop waiting for Davido to do something new, because I don't think it's ever going to happen. That's it.
Okay. Thank you so much for your submission. Um, you guys, we've been talking about ORIADÉ for a second. We're gonna end with Lumzi. Lumzi's gonna close us out on ORIADÉ, but we still have. See, Odeal dropped a project, and actually, I before we even continue this, I have something to say. My favorite album of the year so far dropped this weekend. And unfortunately, I have nobody to talk to about it. So, like, this is crazy. There's a lot of new music that dropped this weekend. But, Lumzi, please go ahead. Carry us into the final thoughts on ORIADÉ for the night. Going once for Lumzi. Lumzi, are you there? Okay, it wasn't meant to be. On that note, we're gonna jump into some of the other new music that came out. We're gonna do a quick run through. I just want to say my favorite album of the year so far came out this weekend, but unfortunately, we're not gonna talk about it. It is by my Nigerian brother Shabuzi. he dropped what I consider one of the best albums of the year. But unfortunately, nobody here, at least nobody here listened to it. At least, and also it's not Afrobeats.
I
So,
did though. I did.
oh,
But
thank
it's
you, dear.
not
It's
Afrobeat to the
not
world.
Afrobeats to the world, so it's okay. But I like if you guys go support your Nigerian brother. Beautiful album.
Uh, Belly, real quick, I beg, I have a question for you, just very
Yes,
quickly.
please, 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 please.
And whenever you want, maybe if it's not the best time to ask the question, maybe later on you can ask. But and I guess it's for the room by extension. If you guys had to bet on who will have the Afrobeat album of the year between Victoria and Rema, who do you think it will be?
Only between those two. Um,
Yeah, only
um,
those two. Only those two.
specifically this year, I would say Victoni is on a run right now, so I'll give it to him. I know his album is very expected, and people are looking forward to that right now. So I'm gonna give that to him for sure, for sure. Okay, Lumsy, are you back? Do you want to close us out on ORIADÉ? I want to give you the chance if you're still there, so we can move forward. You keep flashing around, but I can't tell if you're there or not. Okay. Can you guys still hear me? Let me make sure I'm not the problem.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay. Lucy, you keep raising your hand, but I'm genuinely telling you I can't hear anything you're saying if you're talking.
Can I answer?
Uh,
Can I answer Okuchi question?
yes, Gingerbread, do you have an answer for Okuchi?
Yeah. So based on what's it called, antecedents and what we've seen thus far, I think if between Victoria and Rema, I think it's going to be Victoria. Honestly, and this is coming from me that I love Rema so much because I don't know what Rema is doing. I'm tired.
No,
I don't
it's
know what
not
this
about
nigga is
not
doing.
knowing what Rema is doing. I think just right
It's not
now.
not knowing. You don't
No, no.
understand. No,
I
it's not
think just
about.
I think just
No,
right
I'm
now,
saying the
Victoni is
type
on
of
a run.
music. No, no, I'm not even talking about the run. The type of music that nigga is about to make is not something that. I'm sorry. Let me just zip it. No worry. You guys will hear it, sure.
Okay, no worries. We still have to. There's a lot to talk about. Okay, so I'm gonna go
He's
quick
talking
round
based
robin.
on industry.
He's talking based on industry. I know, I know. Speaking of
Yeah.
Rema's upcoming album, I know he did listening party and he told you people not to expose what was it that he said? He said you people should not post what he said. I mean, post the snippet of the new music, but somehow I still made it to the internet. Trust you people to not listen to your goats. Okay, serious note. We need to do a quick round robin of the things that dropped this weekend. Did anybody listen to the Odeal EP or album, or I don't know what we're
Yeah, I
talking
did.
about then?
Yes, definitely,
I
definitely
did.
listened.
I listened to it. You know, I love Odeal Down. I wish Pepper was still here because, you know, that's the love of her life. But I just want to say that, unfortunately, this might be one of my least favorite Odeal projects. And it's not even that it's bad or anything. I've seen him do better. So that was just me. But
Wait, Belly, why didn't you like it? Was it like you didn't like the variety, the picks, or like what was it?
I'm I haven't decided what it is that was about the project to me, but there was just something about it where I think I almost just kept listening, and I was like, "Oh, this is good," but it's a deal. I've heard great. I've heard better. And like I think the problem with saying something like that is that it makes people think that like I think the project is bad. I don't think the project is bad. I've heard better from Odeal.
Is there any song you're taking away from the project, like one?
Um, let me actually even open the project up to look at it. I know right now the single that
Uh,
he has out is what's that song, Bluey Vuitton or something like that.
Was
That's
that a
is
single?
is is Odio losing
yeah.
you guys as Nigerian fans as like day ones? Is he kind of losing you guys with his recent like music making decisions?
I
You know, I actually never looked at Odeal just on a personal note from
as a
a
Nigerian artist,
Nigerian lens.
yeah,
Like
no.
I get that by proximity, but I just feel more like
I
a
get that he's a
fan, and like
Nigerian
you get all this.
artist, but I don't get that he makes Nigerian music.
Yeah, I feel like there is like a niche community of people in Nigeria that fuck with him and like him, but those people also like that particular style that it does. That's why I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but for him to break into Nigeria, it kind of tapped into the autistic. So that's
Yes.
kind of like what my lens of him being
Yeah, and it
Nigerian
wasn't even like
is.
fully altered like that. It was just like he did a bunch of
Yeah,
stuff that sounded even more Nigerian. But I think
yeah.
there
But I
there
remember the articles that came out with the first project, though. The
yeah.
project with the him wearing red jacket. That time they were calling him like an Alte artist that time.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
never really saw him like that. But
Yeah, I know like there's the Louis Vuitton song that's trending right now, and then there's the one he has with Georgia Smith. But I listened to the project. Maybe I liked Love and Hate. Maybe I liked After the Club. Like it was good Odeal. It wasn't great Odeal, but that's just my personal opinion. Is there somebody else here that listened and was like,
I have
I
yeah,
loved
I
it?
did.
Okay,
I
I
think
have an
the last.
opinion. I,
Oh,
oh,
okay, you
sorry.
wanna go? No,
Dale,
no, no.
please
Go
go
Sorry,
ahead.
ahead.
Dante. Oh, okay. I have an opinion. I don't even know what it is yet. I don't know that I don't like the album. Like it's not a matter of liking or not because there's some artists for me that's like even if they do on the album, I'll still like it. So like it's not a matter of liking, it's a matter of like when you're waiting with bated breath and then the thing you're waiting for comes and you're like, oh,
This is not what you
okay.
were waiting for. You're just
Yeah,
like
this
it's
is
not
not like
bad, but yeah, that so me and you
yeah,
feel kind of
like
the same way.
I don't know what I was looking for, but I just know that
It wasn't
it
this.
wasn't that. And even with knowing that it wasn't that, it's still not like a bad
It's
album.
that. Thank you for saying it
Yeah.
because that's
And
my thing. Is that like it's not bad, but it's not what I wanted.
yeah. And is that Ojukokoro? Maybe yes. Because it's the same guy that has given us variety over the years. And obviously it's just a standard basic Odeal album. One thing I thought of though, very, very unrelated. When I listened to it, I was like, why is this reminding me of Kirk David? And it made me actually go and play old Kirk David songs. I don't know why. Sonically, it might not even sound the same, but like that was what I was thinking when I listened to it. I think that I don't know, maybe because of the things that he has been releasing, like the Leon Thomas, the whiskey, everything. I don't know. I just expected like something. I can't even put my hand on what it is I expected. And for this to be my least favorite album so far, or like work of art or whatever from Odeal so far, this says a lot because this is still like way above like some of
Like
his
it's better
peers.
than
Like, do you
it's
understand?
better than what other people are making, but it's still not good
Yeah,
enough
so it's
for.
like it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. This is just like personal expectations and
Yeah.
like trajectory that I set for him in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he had done what exactly I thought he was going to do, because I thought Odi was like walking up to the be that like I don't want to bring up this name, but like Brent Fairs, like but like I think the same thing is happening to that one too. So it's like I don't know, maybe it's just the times we are in because it's not bad.
There's no inspiration in the land.
Yeah, there's no like pivot. But
Like I
why
kept
must he
sitting
pivot
down
if
with
what he's
that.
doing is already good?
Exactly.
Do you get
I
like
kept sitting down with that after the club song, and as I was analyzing the song, I was like, "Bruh, what are we talking about here?" There's-
also
yeah.
I think that also like at this point in time it's just a matter of like letting it marinate, like that's just it. I feel like after a while when I get over the hump of like what I expected it to be, I feel like I'll be like bopping it everywhere, like because Odell is my like comfort artist. So I'm bored, I'll play it. I'm washing dishes, I'll play it. I'm doing random things,
Yeah,
I'll play
I
it. So
agree. I agree.
ultimately, I think that after like the
It's something you'll
newness,
come
because
back to.
yeah, Odio is not an artist I listen for like new stuff. I just listen to him just like that. I listened to his song from 5 years ago. You understand? So it's like when it falls into like his catalog and I add it to his discography to just blend well, I guess. If that makes sense.
Yeah, thank you for validating me because I thought I was crazy for thinking that.
Hey, does
Uh,
does anybody else miss like coffee and soul searching Odeal, or is it just me?
I liked
Uh,
Coffee and Soul Searching Odeal. That was good times. Dante, what did you think about the project?
I, I I thought it's calm, but then he also reminded me of something, which is one of my litmus tests for music. I think I'm gonna like is if I can play it in the background and we do another thing. So it definitely felt like background music initially. Then I just put it on repeat. And then first I took Love and Age. Then I took Trying Things. Then I started taking the rest of the project. The Craig David shall make sense because on this project it's kind of yeah there are songs of for most of it it's fusing like 2000 R&B with dance music. So that's kind of like the reference, and I get it. But here's also the thing with me on Odeal: is summer projects are always never the project I take from him in the year. I always take the songs that come in the winter, the or in the
Ah,
fall, like
that's
the
crazy.
the like super like melancholic like R&B airy that dark vibe. That is actually the audio matter I enjoy the most. But I did enjoy this project, and I've had I love and it on repeat so much, so much, so much.
So
Some
so
reasons that
so so
I
let me
don't want to admit, but yeah,
let me understand this. The summer that saved me was not really your vibe, but the fall that saved us.
actually
The fall
I
that saved
enjoy
us was more your vibe.
the Ford that Saviors more. I
Huh?
like that more. Just
That's
like that Sunday
crazy.
Azuris, like I only took the last song.
That's
And
very interesting.
Sunday Azuris was his attempt to what Uche was saying, what Uche is saying, the coffee audio type. That was I think the last inkling of that. But after that, the last project that I think the three or two projects came after that, yeah, Doyo is not really on that type of way. But within the context of what he's putting out right now, it's calm. I think it's just what happens when I'm asking for you guys, Sal. What happens when like an artist's quality is at a certain level and you're like, oh, okay, based on your context, this is not up with
This is not
something.
the best. It's so
Yeah.
funny because the only other artist that have visibly seen that, especially in the Afrobeat space, that I've seen
You
that
know what I'm saying,
happen
Burner?
to over again is Burner. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah,
a Burner.
it just
It's a Burner
and
thing.
even
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
I
very
wish there was a
interesting.
word to describe that like in a very straightforward way so that
Yeah,
you
like
sentences.
you've
But
set the bar so high for your own self that
yeah,
compared to other people you're great, but compared to yourself you're you're a little behind now. So that's
I think
interesting.
the last thing I will say though is that with the drop of this project, or do might be the first artist that I don't want to hear anything like I'm dropping my debut album from, because like just the amount of
You know what's so
music.
funny? You know what's so
I
funny
think
is that
no,
the day he
listen,
says that, I would say, what was thoughts I never
yeah,
said?
like he has to
What
spend
was Lostropolis? Explain yourself.
what my definition of his albums now is like the way like there's trilogy for the weekend. Like I think every year there is a the album has two parts that I drop early and later. So left to me, that's the album because this thing is doing is I don't even know. Like it's one of those cases that is like, is it mixtape, is it album, or if you just charge like we don't care what name we call things, but it calls the project, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's calm, man.
So yeah. Okay, last on Odeal, Slick. Are you there? Slick back. Yes, no, maybe. Okay. If Slickback is not there, I thought it was a cute album, but I've heard better from Odeal. Okay, we're one other album that I know dropped this weekend was Mologo finally dropped Yoruba Hila. Did anybody listen to that? I thought it was a beautiful album.
I actually clicked on it and I went and did something else. I never played it. I thought you were gonna bring up Molly's album.
Why would you say that? You know
No,
what's
I
so
did.
funny?
Like,
You know what's so funny is that you had said earlier that you measure a song by if you can do other things in the background. I measure a
yeah,
song by if I'm able to do other things in the background, then I don't like this because I want it to be actually dragging me in. I want to be listening and trying to pick out the lyrics and everything until it is a song I've heard a million times. Then I can go about my day. Like I want the song to like when people put on like a TV show for background noise. I'll tell you unless it's a show that I've seen like 50 million times. I'll tell you, and even sometimes, even if it's a show I've seen 50 million times, I will be watching a show and I will get distracted by a particular scene because I think it is that good. And all of a sudden, the thing I was meant to be doing, I've left that to focus on the show. And I think that's where I'm the opposite of you because I would have left what I was doing to focus on the music. So,
I think my own, I'll say my own shot is that like, by the way, I think I've only met another person that can do the show thing. One other person. My thing is, if you like what your song can pull me out of what I'm doing to come and stop it, yeah, it's not for me.
oh
Like
no,
that's
I'm
the
not
thing.
pulling it.
It
It's
needs
not
to be
pulling me
at
out
that
to come
level.
and stop it. It's pulling me out to actually pay attention to what you're saying. So I think
Yeah, I get it.
that's yeah, I think that's the difference. But shout out to Odeal and I don't I'm guessing nobody really got to Yoruba Hila, but I like Yoruba Hila. So if you guys want to listen to that, you should. And on projects again, Diola, please correct me. You said Tylenol. Ira what? Ira what?
Yes.
You said Tylenol,
Ira Stars.
Ira Stars, and Molly Cocaine. Abi?
Crystal Mollies.
Crystal Mollies. Okay. Speaking of Crystal Mollies, did anybody listen to Baddies?
I did. I did.
What did you think
I did
about
so much.
Baddies?
I might have done it more than I wish to have done. Um, fire,
Not you overplayed it.
fire. Like this is
You know what's so
crazy.
funny? It still cracks me up till
Um,
today that people are just realizing that Molly and Melissa are sisters. It's still the funniest thing to me. And also shout out to Sakodie. The Ghana was strong with that one. Baddies was a
yeah.
beautiful project. Loved it. Loved it.
Yeah. I saw Ima was so excited when I was listening to that song. It took him down memory lane.
Yeah, I know
But yeah, I think the
Emmanuel
project
loves
is
Sakodie.
fire, and I think what my favorite part of it, or one of, because Molly did that thing and they had a bunch of references to like there's this song like Pop Star, and it sounds like when a lot of like American pop artists started using a ton of autotune in like their music and just the way it sounded in like maybe 2014 or something, or 20 there's that in the project and different references. The a fun one for me was the first song, Tomato, or however you pronounce it. That was, I believe, co-produced by Yinka Bernie, because Yinka Bernie produced the big song that Molly is on, "Sad Girls Old Money" with Amore, and he was on this, and they went really crazy on that. It's a lot of dance music, and I'm even like picking on hyper pop influences, and a big one was like Tiffany Day. That's kind of, but that's been one of the projects I've been on this year. So that was like my reference for how I consumed this, and but it wasn't copy and paste. It was in an African context, and that's just super super dope. I genuinely hope that like more people get to hear this project because it's actually crazy
Yeah.
how good it is, and
It's such a
you
beautiful
know,
project. Speaking of all
so
the brouhaha that was happening earlier and that we were talking about stan culture and feeding into it.
yeah, I heard that for the first time. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
even know anything about it.
the song that she has with Theodora, because Molly also has a song with
Oh yeah,
Theodora,
Jet Ski. That's
and
another
yeah,
fire one.
it's on the project. And then the song in question that they were talking about, I think, is the bounce song, um, on the project. And then on Baddies, she also has a song with Marvel. So another cool one. I think on alternately, if what you're looking for is like fun music, then
Yeah, it's definitely for me. Maybe
in the
say
words
one last
of
thing.
Diola, listen to Crystal Molly.
Uh, That's
Bodies
some
love
dangerous. That's a dangerous take.
Crystal
Um,
Molly.
the one that I will say is that like listening to this player reminded me of the fact that if we are counting recent Afrobeat like global songs, Molly has it from last year, right? And was it did it break into like a year into the other for me? And I think I remember people not wanting to count that just because she's Ghanaian, which I thought was weird. But
Yeah,
yeah,
very weird.
that's the last one.
Very weird.
Yeah.
I think also another thing that this just reminded me is that I want to see Melissa on more songs. That was something else that jumped out to me. Okay, does anybody else have anything about Baddies? Love
I
Molly.
do.
Yes,
I
please.
do. If I
Our
can listen to a
Crystal
lot of music
Molly.
this weekend.
Yes.
I mean, barring the fact that she annoyed me by feeding into that nonsense, like it was like trap and she entered it willingly. I was like, Molly, why? But then, you know what? What I love the most about this project is even not the music. I love the music because like she's my pre-game girl. Like there are some artists that if there's a place called Gogi on the island and me and my friends go to, you guys should go there on Fridays. It's very nice. And I literally listen to her every Friday, like routine for my pregame because she just has to, like she gets you in the mood. There's like no matter how sad you are, you listen to her, you're like, yeah, maybe I'm a baddie with a fatty. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so like the thing I liked the most about this project was the promotional video that she put out. This girl carried bathroom slippers and glued
Oh
like
my god,
10.
she glued 10 to make them a high top.
I
And then
was
she was like, this is something, what was it? She said something about Ghana girls.
like,
Typical,
yes.
she said typical Accra girl. And
I was like,
this
girl,
is
that's
an
typical
innovation
Nigerian
to
girl
me
stuff.
because I didn't realize that you could, remove the thing from all the bathroom slippers, combine them together, make yourself, a high top of bathroom
Do you
slippers.
know?
And I
I
was
was
like,
like, this
this
girl
is
is taking
innovative.
it.
She said typical
I
Accra.
was
I
like,
said,
she's taking it.
wow, Molly,
I
you
was like,
are
she's taking
good.
it. Like, it just makes so much sense. I was like, she's taking it. She's really hungry for this thing, and this thing will catch fire to take on. But I've not really seen people do it. But I was just like, oh, this is mad,
Yeah.
and that is what even made me pay attention. So yeah, the album was really good. But there's some songs that when I jammed them, I was like, okay, why are we here? Okay, why is Shake It to the Max here?
You know why Shake It
Please.
to the Max is there. You know
I
why.
know it starts padding. It starts padding, but excuse me, remove that song from that place. If you don't get out of here, even Body Go is a stretch.
That's
Like, why
why
is Body
no
Go
Body
there?
Go made more sense. Actually, no, both of
No,
them made sense to be there.
no, okay, to our record label people, but to people that just want the music, like I think it was I can't remember the song. I think it was the one with bees and onions or something like that that came before Body Go, and I was vibing. Then I heard Body Go, I was like why are we here? Like, and then I think it was the other one was at the end. The Shake It to the Max was at the end. I was
Yes,
like,
they
why?
Shake It to the
I've
Max made sense at
yeah.
the end of the project.
I've shook it to the max.
And you
Oti
are
to.
tired.
I can't shake it anymore. I promise you. This thing of people start padding by adding old records. Let it go. Please make like Elsa and let it go. Please.
No.
Anyways, that's just my own personal angle on that. They can do whatever they want. Actually,
Yeah.
my song that she now made me vex for 2 seconds was jet ski. Why?
Oh
Why would
yeah,
you
with
do that? Why
Theodora.
would you do that?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Because
You,
I
you and
freaking
I
love
thought I just thought
Theodora.
it was so funny because the song that she was even referencing wasn't the jet ski song. It was
Yeah. It
Bounce.
was is
It
it
was Bounce. It was Bounce.
yeah.
It was
But it
Bounce.
was just like that
And
was now the song everybody was now talking about. Everybody was not
yeah,
talking
and I
about
was
jet
like,
ski.
and then yeah, it was just an awkward situation. But shout out to
Very awkward.
yeah, I'm gonna start calling her Crystal Molly now. But shout out to
Yes,
Molly and
our fan base name is Crystal Mollies.
Crystal.
I love that. I like Molly. I like anybody. Like Rema, the reason why I started listening to Rema is not even because of the music. It's because people were calling him demonic that time, that year. And I was just like, yeah, I love people that are outliers. Like Molly is every personification of a wayward African child. And I love that.
Yeah.
I love that personally. So yeah, I like the project. I don't think it's any project that you'd be like artistically it's not giving. No, shake your nyash. Like people that don't like it, they either are men that don't like twerking, you don't have bum bum, or like maybe by some weird stroke of luck, you were born without a butt. Like
On
how
that
stressful is
note,
that life?
on that note,
No, think about it.
Stella. On that note, everybody, if you're looking for a good dance project, go listen to Baddies Love Molly, or the Crystal Mollies, as Diola has put us on. Okay, that's it. Now to jump into the music, we also had a big song that dropped over the weekend. Benson and Asake. We have left the project. Eja Meja. Did you guys? I just thought it was a typical song. I loved it. Cute, lovely. Anybody?
I think uh, a phrase came to mind: luxurious Afrobeat.
Luxurious
I, I
Afrobeats.
I think
Interesting.
what that's what this was giving me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So if I'm connecting to it in any way, it's not in a relatable way. It's just in the fact that I kind of get what this is. But it was fire. Oh, Benson's Bible line was interesting to me. I don't know which of the Bibles he's talking about, but it was still fire.
Yeah, yeah. Anybody else? Benson and um, Ashake. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? No. Okay. Um, is there
Hey,
any?
sorry, real quick. This
Yes.
thing was NEPA was glitching my phone.
You're good.
Um, do you okay?
Never how.
Because we know we know there's been some smoke between Buju and Davido in the past.
Ah,
Do you think him dropping that single on the same week as
no,
Davido's
I don't
album
think it was
was like
that
a
deep.
little bit of
No,
a
I don't think it
Nah, I
was
don't
that
no,
deep.
think
no,
so.
I don't think
stay
it's
with
that
me, stay
deep.
with me,
Oh,
stay with
brother.
me. Considering the fact that the EP is not dropping until September.
I don't think it's that deep because technically,
Okay.
if you want to think about it, we're already in September. We're literally 3 weeks away from September.
But at the same time, it's like, nigga, you couldn't wait a week? Like, I don't know. It's
I
like, come on,
mean,
man.
no,
Like,
he
for real?
shouldn't. He shouldn't wait a week. We have a Irasta album coming. Priorities, please. Let him. It's better.
Okay,
Let
so
him.
you can do that to
Let
Davido, but not to
no, please.
Ira.
We
Wait,
don't need
Buju,
that.
why you say he's doing it to Davido? You feel like he's
You know
dropping
what?
Davido
Whatever the
first.
agenda is, you can go with that. Sure, he's doing it to Davido.
No, no, I'm just asking you guys. Do you think it's plausible that there's a little bit of that in
Nah,
there?
No,
I don't
I
think
didn't. I
so.
don't think it was
I
that
think
deep.
it's a irregardless thing. It was like, oh yeah, it's dropping, but
Yeah,
he
because
has
if you
another
say
career
the
now to
EP
also
is in
drop.
September, if you really peep it, we're already in September.
Is it September, be October? I don't know. I felt like it was a little bit further down.
Yeah.
I also feel like if Burner or Wizkid was dropping, Buju would pull his shit back. Am I fair in saying that?
You're not fair. Oh, Buju is delusional. Oh. Please, you're
Ah.
not fair. You're not fair.
How is
Buju
it
will do better.
delusional
Will
though?
do better than. Please, you're not
I
fair.
don't I don't I don't think you're delusional actually. I think it's something that he could do actually. Maybe.
Yeah,
And I think
I
and
think
here's
he has
here's
done
my
like between
argument.
the
Here's my
bars or something.
argument. I don't think Buju thinks he makes the same kind of music as Davido.
That's clear though.
Yeah, that's fair. That's like yeah,
So
The
he
same kind of music or the same quality of music?
same kind,
kind, please.
Quality, like quality. To be honest, at this
kind.
point,
You know what's funny?
quality.
Wait, I need to say I actually saw a clip on Twitter recently where one of the streamers, because they would have been on different streamers, I asked David about Benson about like oh working together, and it's like oh yeah, like it's cool, like which fire music, and they will be down to like work or something.
Is there
But
anybody that
then
Davido is
what?
not down to work with? Davido will always say he's
Yeah, but
down
the
to
thing,
work
but
with
no,
somebody.
okay, there's context, but my context is which he just reminded us that these guys are issues. So him saying that was funny because I thought the whole thing was the fact that oh the song already existed.
No, I think the thing. So here's my thing about the quote unquote beef with Buju and Davido. It's based off a tweet or a series of tweets that Homeboy made when he was a teenager. Abby, how many years ago?
Oh no, that
Is
wasn't this one.
whatever it. See,
Yeah, this one
everybody
was
will be
based on
fine.
tape.
Yeah.
No,
It was
but wait, wait,
essentially
wait. Belly, that wasn't what it was. Like
yeah,
I
that
feel like
wasn't
on,
it.
on multiple instances, Buju has come out and disrespected, subtweeted
Oh, for sure,
Davido.
for sure, for sure.
Because
But
they had,
I'm
yeah,
saying
they
that
had
like,
already recorded.
yeah,
They remember they had recorded. Davido put out the tweet out of excitement,
I
then
out of
deleted it
excitement.
and started Buju was doing this.
Yeah.
Then when Buju came on this same space because he was here and he was asked about it, he was trying to act like he didn't know
No,
what people were
but
talking
I
about.
think also and this is why I referenced the tweets he made years ago. A lot of the time, the way you feel is the way you still feel. And that's why I reference that more as the origin for me. Because it was always clear that like while Davido is like a big deal and it would be nice to work with him and make this and release this and all of that, it is something that clearly maybe this artist doesn't speak to him or he doesn't rate this person as an artist per
Okay,
se.
but Belma, does it matter if he took it back? Because he did take it back in interviews
I
that
can
the
take anything
O2,
back. I can actually just say that.
so
You know
so it
how I
doesn't
said I
matter
like
if
Aya
the artist
Nakamura
dies.
earlier? I actually don't. I can literally. You can take back anything. Anything you say in this world, you can always take it back. The question is not about if you took it back. The question is, did you mean it when you took it back?
Do you mean that shit? Until they have a song together, I stand on
Like,
it.
did you
Buju does
mean
not
it when?
respect. He does not
Yeah,
respect that
yeah.
shit anymore.
He might not rate him as
Fair.
an artist, and that's fair too. And I think that's all it is. So it is what it is. But I thought the song with Ashake and Buju was beautiful. It was expected. Um,
I mean,
somebody had.
would this I'm sorry, would you say expected though? Like
I
at least
mean,
on the vibe
quality
Ashake was
wise, yeah, quality wise,
on
it's
Ashake's current vibe, Ashake is like very like think about his last album, like look at the kind of vibe he's on. Like, was it really expected though? I don't think so, to be
Wouldn't
honest.
you guys have preferred more of a party type vibe as opposed to like an
actually
intro
no,
type song?
no,
No,
Okay,
actually, because
actually
I'm
no,
For
looking
real?
tired of every
actually
fast
no.
paced Amapiano,
I
every
don't want
like
to
this is
hear it.
a
let
chill
me
I
Afrobeat that
don't want
I
to
you know
hear it
what?
because
enjoy.
the
Let me
moment
go
you say
into
party,
my
they hear my piano. I'm
let
good.
me go into my ITW bag real quick.
I swear, bro.
Does it help if the fact is that like this was an initial Ashake Sanaket that he gave Benson? He sent it to
Actually,
Benson.
Benson said Ashake called him though.
Yeah, and sent him the song.
I
Then
think that was a
he
money
gave the
throwaway.
fam.
I think he gave him a money throwaway.
Hmm.
Okay,
Maybe,
you feel
maybe.
received 50
Whichever
money.
whichever it is, I know it was the work of the members at Empire. So shout out to them, and I'm very happy for to see where this Buju EP or whatever that's coming, where it goes. But it's Ashake. Ashake is Ashake. Showed out, showed up, showed out. So that's really all it is. Okay, rapid fire. I'm not even gonna mention any song. Did anybody listen to anything this weekend besides everything we've mentioned? Was there something you listened to this weekend that jumped out for you, Dante?
Shavers,
Okay.
GTA.
Okay.
That was something.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'll mention that.
Okay. Dayball, what jumped out to you this weekend that you listened to?
I would just say, maybe not this particular weekend, but at least the Spotify Live, a couple songs I should get like added to it.
Yeah, we
It
were talking
was.
about it last week, and a couple of
Oh
them,
yeah,
and all of the new songs showed up on TTC this week. So, yeah, not
yeah.
top 10, but top 100 for sure. Diola, Mrs. What's it to you? Was there anything else that we haven't mentioned that jumped out to you this weekend? That just
Uh, I don't know if you mentioned what's this guy's name? My guy, Moy Logo.
Yeah, we were talking about it, Yoruba Hila earlier.
Oh,
I listened to
yeah.
it. I liked it. It was cute.
I listened to it. I liked it. My friends did not like it. They're like, oh, and I'm
You
just
know
like,
the kind of
okay,
music Logo makes is not for everybody, so
maybe. But I was
yeah.
shocked. I was like, oh,
Yeah, it's
I
okay.
thought that was
I don't
coming
think
to
I
a
don't
group
think
of
it's
friends.
I don't think I think Mologo has made great songs over time, and this just had a couple of them. There are a couple
Yeah.
standout tracks. It was cute. Mr. Akuchi was oh
Another
good.
person that I feel like I don't know if we mentioned was Fimi. Abi Fimi. I don't know how to
Yeah,
pronounce the name. You people already
Yeah,
know.
Femi dropped something as well. Yeah, yeah.
Dumb. I
Mm.
think that with Fimi for me, Abi Fimi. Oh, however she pronounces
However
her
you
name.
say your name.
With me, like every time I listen to her music, I want her to win so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really want her to win. So every time I listen to it, I'm always listening to it in this type of like enthusiastic. So it makes me not have constructive criticism like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know there are like some things I could be saying, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's because I watched that from my like first video to
Yeah,
like
so it's
a
it's
first
more like
viral
she's
one.
somebody you just want to win, and so
Yeah,
it's
I
not
just so
a
desperately want her to win.
yeah. I
So
get
I
it.
can't. Yeah, I have like bias. Like my biases prevent me from like judging her songs. So I listen to it on some. I'm supporting this girl. I listen to everything, anything she puts out that is buyable, I buy. Like, do you understand? Because I just want that to
So
win
you
so
just want
bad.
her to win.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
that being said, please, if we should listen to it, so it can
Yeah.
not only be Arasta and Thames. Let's add more female people to this thing, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Akuchi, was there anything we didn't mention that you listened to this weekend that dropped?
Um, the Tenny EP sounded cool. There's a couple cool tracks on there. I've been listening to a lot of upcoming artists. On the next episode of Underground on Release, we're going to be reviewing a lot of them. Dante Clyde being one of the artists on the list.
Oh, yay,
Uchi,
Um,
Dante!
yes.
Uchi, Uchi,
Thanks, Uchi.
Uchi. I followed you just right now, so I don't know if you mind
Hmm.
checking out two of my guys that I currently work with. I think you might like them. I swear. Maybe you
Yeah,
just talk about.
definitely email because the next episode is literally dedicated to a whole like just reviewing and putting people onto underground artists. So please, I'll hit you up with the email.
I
Lovely,
bet I
Wait, I
got
have
you.
to
lovely
comment back
stuff.
something. Sorry, Debo. Is there a way I could access you? This is not about me, by the way. I want to talk about someone else.
Oh yeah, I'm down, down, I'm
Okay.
down.
Yeah, 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 just
Shout
follow up.
out to the connections. But yeah,
Shout out to the connections. Also listening to the Ladipo album was pretty solid.
yeah, it was a
Definitely rap album of the year.
yeah.
I
Okay.
think it's a safe to call that.
Yeah.
Um, who else?
Don't get me started on like the intro of the album. It was actually so fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Bruh.
I
Bro,
think the we talked about the Ladipo album, when was it? Like a week or 2 weeks ago. It's
yeah.
beautiful, beautiful project. I'm so happy that he finally gave us
But he's not
something.
pushing. He's not pushing. I'm sorry. He's not. He's not like. He's not carrying. He's not hawking this shit. I won't lie to
Do
you, bro.
you
He's moving like he just met his quota and he's like, all right, cool, let me go.
do
Like, bro, you
you
can't be
but
too cool in this
do you
industry.
think that he I think there are two things happening here. There's the first part where he's probably maybe like, here you go, damn, leave me alone. That's the first part. You people have been disturbing me so much, take it. And then I think there's also the second part where I think there are some people in the industry that have kind of given up on the whole like hawkier shit kind of energy, where they've reached a point where they've resigned themselves, quote unquote, to the people that would listen, and maybe Nigerians really don't like hip hop like that. So maybe he doesn't he's not some people might not even be putting in that energy because they feel like it's wasted energy because they already have their crowd and their listeners and stuff. So
Okay, well, Belly, here's my pushback to real quick to what you just said. Right, I understand the whole thing about you're kind of tired of trying to put yourself out there and prove you're this rap guy, but the album itself does not give resignation energy. So why go through the process of doing better
because
finally? Like,
because they're tired of talking and they want the album to talk for them. That's
okay,
really what it
finally you
is.
let the album talk. Then you now give up on the album. Like you finally did the thing we've been asking you to do for like years, and then you quit halfway through it. Like you don't want to push the shit. Like what was not the? You might as well have just giving us the same bullshit again.
I hear you.
Do you see what I'm saying?
No,
Like it's
I
like go
hear
ahead
you.
and push the album.
I hear you.
If
The
if your usual
effort
critics
needs to
are
be
finally
shown
saying something different, that's a sign that you
that you
should push
should
this shit.
push it even more. No, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, well,
Can
thank
I
you.
ask a quick question before you wrap up?
Yes.
What's like everyone's like producer of 2026 so far?
This question. I don't have.
Ozedicus is up there. Ozedicus is top two. Oh shit!
Based
Real
on
quick,
what song though?
I see Sewa in here. Dope artists that you guys should definitely be checking out. If you fuck with Asha and any
Yeah, we
of
listen
the
to
tunes like that,
Cheryl over here.
she's one of one. She's definitely tapping with her. But yeah, I think Ozedicus is top two for sure.
Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. Was that the answer you expected, Dante?
No, I didn't ask you an expectation. I actually just wanted to gauge what
Yeah.
people were like production wise people were tapped into, not just like obviously not just the artist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
I would have
Um,
asked about engineer, but a lot of people don't really care about that. But yeah.
I don't have the yeah. I wouldn't have the answer for you, so that's unfortunate. Okay, before we round off, we have a lot of coming up soon music to attack. We have our star girl, Stars is dropping her album. We have, I believe, what's Victoni's album called? Star Life or something like that. I know he's having a,
Yeah,
I know,
Tyla.
yeah, he's having a listening party. Rema already had a thing where he
I
told you
think the
people,
listening party was yesterday or tonight,
yeah,
actually, like,
something like
because
that.
it's morning right now, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm already seeing people going crazy about the songs we heard.
Oh, for Victoni.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
and
fire.
then
That's fire.
Luna is having a listening on Friday,
Okay,
and
okay.
then
So,
then Siki also
so,
had a listening, I think yesterday or something.
so
So,
everybody's dropping second half of the
Wait, so I
year
actually I think the listening is happening like right or it
right
happened
now.
already like tonight.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
right
exactly.
now,
Like
that's
in
what.
the
yeah,
evening.
right now. That's
Yeah.
what he's saying. And then Rema told you people not to share the music that he shared, that
Oh
you
yeah,
people
Rema
did that.
also had a yeah, he had a thing. Yeah,
He had his own, and you people shared the music without his. So, there's all this to say. There's a lot coming up. Also, we've
and
gotten quite some interesting snippets. Today I saw Daco and Ashake, which, okay, I'm very interested in that. I want to see where that's going. And then between yesterday and today, only God knows what's going on in Ruga's head. We got a gospel song and a, what was the second one? Will you call it?
Lesbian
queer
anthem.
anthem is a queer anthem.
The queer. I just said, you know what? Shout out to the LGBTQ plus. Um, shout out to Ruga.
You're missing some characters, but okay.
Oh, okay. Everybody will be fine. That's why the plus is there at the end. LGBTQ plus. Um, shout out to Ruga for giving us that snippet.
Wasn't Ruga just teasing a Jesus song?
Don't worry
Wasn't
about it. Don't worry about it.
okay. All right, cool.
Yesterday was about Jesus. Today is about the fact that his girlfriend is a lesbian and he cannot be
To
fighting
be
a
fair,
woman.
he dropped this snippet first. To be fair to
Okay,
the guy.
sure. Whatever you say. It's back to back. Both of them are actually dropping, I believe, on Friday. If this is a two-pack where one song is about Jesus and one song is about lesbianism, I'm actually gonna scream because this boy is
Yeah,
insane.
the duality of man. Come on. Okay, I need to stop.
Question for you guys. Do you feel like the music he's dropped since leaving justified the way in which he left Jonesy?
Mm,
Can I be honest? He was always gonna leave. It was just a matter of when. So it didn't really matter what the music sounded like because he was always leaving.
So does independent Ruga sound any better than
I don't
Jonesy
even
Ruga?
think he sounds different. I just think it was gonna happen regardless.
still around
Hot take that is
the
not a hot
same.
take. I don't think he's a great artist, but I don't think he's all that. He's just stuck in his
No, no,
flow.
saying he's not a great artist or he's not, that is fine. That's also even fair. I think
Yeah.
that's a fair. It's not a hot take per se. What Okuchi is asking is something that I can see why you might say that, but in reality, there's nothing he's necessarily doing now that he wasn't doing in Jonesing. And technically, like, if you want to get down to it, the people he was working with in Johnson are the people that he's still working with now. So nothing besides the management, the record label of it all changed. Like from the beginning, especially the way he came into Johnson, and the fact that that was the period where everybody was trying to like really compare him to Rema, and there was that JV, and there's all these different things. Like he was always going to leave. It was just a matter of when, and I don't think that he sounds any different post Johnson than pre Johnson. But
Sorry, real quick, Benema. I don't want to like pivot us from the topic, but like, what happened to Mazzarella that these people signed?
I don't want to
Johnson
talk
signed.
about it. I don't
Who the
even.
hell
I
is
just
who the
like
hell
it
is
just
mozzarella?
popped up in my
I'm
I've
head.
so
never heard
glad.
that name.
I'm
Wait,
I
call me
thought,
so
oh,
mozzarella, I
glad.
beg.
Godzilla,
I'm,
Godzilla.
I'm
Are
Oh
you
so
my
hungry?
god.
I'm so glad you said that because I did not even need to correct you because I already knew who you were talking about. That's
Bro,
why
they signed two people after him as
there
well. Like,
was
that's
Godzilla
why I
and
was
there
so
was
confused.
the other person.
They signed the
There was there
glory
was
boy. Sorry,
Glorious Boy, and then there
glory
was
boy
a
or something like
babe.
that. Yeah.
There was the
Yeah,
babe, yeah. And
yeah.
I still don't even know what happened to the Godzilla of it all. But Uh, Mrs. What's here? Don't worry about it. Don't ask me. I don't know. They lost me a long time ago, so I don't know what's going on over there. They never even had me to start with, so you can't lose what you didn't have. So, but shout out to all the people involved, which goes back in you asking that question. You've indirectly answered Okuchi's question of was there a problem with how he left? He was always going to leave. I'm so sorry. If after you signed me, you signed in Godzilla, I'm dipping so fast. It's not even funny. So yeah, I think we've covered a lot of the new music and a lot of the upcoming music. Um, I know nobody had a response for it, but I'm personally interested in seeing what Daco and Ashake come up with. Hopefully, it's not another sample of something else, because
Okay, sorry, can I ask a question? This girl that everybody is asking about, she will rest one day. Please, why is there another song looking for this? I pray it's not. I pray they don't mention the girl. The girl don't tire. Please, in this 1 year, I've heard who is that girl. Give me that girl. Come, that girl. Please, that girl should rest.
oh my
Please,
god. Okay,
please.
for anybody who's lost or confused about what she's referencing, the name of the Dako and Ashake song is That Girl. And it comes out on Thursday. So yeah. But yes, please, it's time for us to go. If there's nothing else, who's that girl? What's that girl? That girl? Who's the girl
I
that
don't
was
know.
the
I'm not
Chanel?
excited, you guys, because the beat is sounding like something she's already done before with Rema and like by herself. I
God,
don't know. Have
oh,
you guys heard the snippets?
I've heard it and it's okay. It's whatever. And we'll see. When the song comes out, then we'll know for sure. But on that note, lovely people, we spent a lot of today talking about Oriade and a bunch of other stuff as well. And this was a fun space. I'm glad I got to hang out with each and every one of you. On that note, do I have a moral lesson for today? I think I actually do. Um, you can't tell somebody whether they have the crown or not. It's in them. That's all you need to know. And that's a note to everybody that said that man did not need a crown on his album. You can't tell him what to do. You know, if he believes he's a king, he's a king. And if you
Wait,
also
I,
believe,
I didn't hear what you thought about the album.
don't
Sorry,
worry
I came
about
in.
what I thought. Don't worry about what I thought. All you need to know is if he thinks he's a king, he's a king. And you should, the moral lesson for you there is you should go about your day in your workplace, in your family, in everything you do. Go about thinking that you also are the king. Don't let anybody take your crown. Thank you for joining us today on ATTW Space. This was fun. This was interesting. And please tune in on your favorite podcast listening um, avenue, whether it's Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Catch us there and follow the page, follow us, and we'll catch you here again next week. Bye, everyone.